Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the right side. I am Amy Beth.
Wait,
She's Allison.
You haven't done that yet.
And he's
You
JP.
used to do that.
You want to do it?
You used to say, no, you say, I'm Allison Sinclair.
Oh, I did. I would say the wrong name at the wrong time. And it was embarrassing, guys. And I'm sorry. I'm sure I was showing some glasses. Guys, I have some funny, no, I can't find them. I got some fun words for you. Where are they? I don't know. How is everybody? What's good, Allison Sinclair?
I have to say, it's been an extremely uneventful morning.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I got up, I played with the dogs, I drank some coffee, checked on Nana in the closet.
Nana in the closet is a whole thing.
Then I just, I don't know.
You just
Kind of sauntered around, tried to do some laundry, but that didn't sound fun.
That's
I don't know.
So horrible.
What about y'all? I mean, it's Friday. You're starting to kind of check out.
Yeah. No, I did.
Speak for
I
yourself.
did. I did the things.
Schmooze.
I did the things today.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I went to Walmart. I instantly regretted it, but I got like zip, and I got home. I cleaned my house. We may have company this weekend.
Why would you do that?
I know. Because with shame,
Easy.
I looked around and I was like, I have been too busy. And now it's clean and ready. And you know what I have set out for when I get home, guys? Because it's Friday. Ingredients to make homemade chocolate chip cookies. So
don't say that if you're not bringing them in.
Allison, of course I'm going to bring them in on Monday because Monday's a big freaking day. But I did those things. And then finally, everybody, I just want to let you know, my dogs love to sit in the front yard because they pulled the gate off of the fence. And my husband has some amazing young men, my son-in-law's best friends, and they're putting new gates on as we speak. Do you know how happy I am?
I don't know. I mean, and I'm not trying to be rude.
Yeah, you're not rude.
She's about to be rude.
She about to be rude. It's about to go down. Okay, easy bake oven.
I cut you.
I will cut you.
So, not to be rude, but what did you expect? You have 3 giant, and when I say giant, I mean like 3 100-pound dogs.
150.
Yeah, I mean, what gates being ripped off is pretty par.
Well, yes. And it was really one in particular, Bear, Archie Bear. He is gigantic and he is a puppy still. And he got bored and he pulled it off.
Can you run bull mastiffs?
Oh, they run themselves.
No, but I mean, can you take them out and like take them for a walk? Well, obviously Bear needed more exercise.
Allison.
What?
See, here's the thing with bull mastiffs. I don't know if y'all know this, but bull mastiffs are giant dogs who think they're puppies, like little itty bitty little Yorkshire terriers. That's what they think they are. So they'll back up onto you. They want to sit in your lap, but they can't walk. Like they'll run around the house, but if you were to take them on a walk, they would be walking you, but they only want to walk to the end of the street. And then they get tired.
They can walk.
Yeah, they can walk.
I thought you were saying
they're not like Kitty Bear on a kitty wheelchair. They can walk, but by the end of our street, they're like, all right, let's go back, Mom. This is really terrible. And they get tired. So see, the beautiful thing about them is they get exhausted. But the terrible thing about them is they're moving out of their puppy phase, but whilst in the puppy phase, absolute 3-year-olds, like baby 3-year-olds.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
Are your chickens still alive?
2 of them.
That's it?
Yeah.
Do you still have Randella?
Yeah. Oh, Randell, she's kicking. She makes the most beautiful eggs.
She's
beautiful brown eggs.
Chicken.
Now, our new chickens, which we will unbox, come in 2 weeks.
What do you mean unbox?
Oh, you weren't here that day.
No, she was not.
What does that mean? Like you have them in a box right now?
They're not hatched yet.
You're incubating your own eggs?
Well, they're going to come to us from some farm that Emmy found. We're getting some frizzles and some chocolate Orpingtons.
Can you not buy ones that are already hatched? Or these like super?
You know, my daughter is the most beautiful kind of crunchy. And we're unboxing. Some girls unbox clothes. We're going to unbox our chickens. And now we know how to put them in the coop, take care of them, all the things. You know, we're splitting chickens. And I got a red one for Chris.
Okay, you are some sort of high maintenance that I've never experienced. I've ordered chickens before and had to go to the UPS, the USPS. You know, they think you're crazy. They bring you out a little box.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you're going to have to do. But I've never special ordered, like, pick your egg chicken.
No, Emmy just picked the kind of chickens we wanted because she's heard me talk since Wesley was in the 5th grade that I wanted frizzle chicks. So she found some because she wanted to add to their flock. And she was like, Mom, you want some more? And I'm like, heck, why not?
Let's see. What's Emmy saying?
Let's see what she's.
They'll be alive out of egg when we get them.
Thanks, Emmy.
So you don't have to continue the incubation.
No.
You don't have to sit on the eggs when they come in. It's just they're going to hatch.
Yeah.
I get it. So now you went to the catalog. That's funny. That's like an old person's term.
You went to the social medias.
Do you know
found
what a
the
catalog
chickens.
is, JP?
I know what it is. I've never seen one.
You've never seen a catalog.
Oh, boy.
What was the place where you used to go? Come on.
Service merchandise?
Yes.
Do I know that? Because I know you.
How did you know that?
I know
Service merchandise? Y'all, that was the place. That was Amazon before it was Amazon. Anywho, so okay, that's good. Emmy cleared it up. You went to the catalog. You said, I would like these kinds of chickens, and their hatch date was in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So now you wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we're going to unbox them.
It's like chocolate assortment. That's what
It is a
like.
chocolate assortment plus a red one for Chris Shaver.
Crazy.
Oh, my aunt and I have had the tater tot for the last 2 days.
Yes. How's
and
it doing?
he's very anxious. He's a very anxious dog. He was drugged up to the wazoo when on the car ride down. Okay.
Wait. Drugged?
Yeah, like
Xanax,
Benadryl?
dog
So I
Xanax?
don't know what the specific medicine was, but yeah, he actually, whenever I met my dad in Coleman, he did not want to get out of the car. My dad had to get his bed and pick him up like a hot dog, which is funny because he's a dachshund mix. So literally it was like he was a hot dog, and put him in my car. But he obviously knows my aunt, but he did not like the fact that I left him yesterday alone. He had an in the house by the window when he went to see me leaving. And he lost his mind when I came back. He laid on me for like an hour when I came back. But I had the last 2 nights, because my aunt doesn't have a doggy door, he's woken me up at 2 a.m. to take him out. And
Bless.
been tired the last 2 days from that. But yeah.
Hey, this is great birth control.
It's great training.
JP.
Great training.
Yes.
And then, of course, he goes outside, he does his business, and then he wants to walk around, sniff around, and I'm like, get your ass in the house right now and go to bed. And
Wait till you have kids.
Oh.
Tater Tot is so cute. I would say bring him to the office, but will he have an accident in the studio?
Maybe, but he also is not very fond of strangers.
Does he bite?
Great.
He does not bite, but he will growl, and he's yeah.
That's like my neighbor's hot dog when I was growing up.
You're in a lose-lose situation.
Tater Tot is 11, I think. So.
Oh, Tater Tot's fussy and set in his ways.
Yeah.
Okay,
So.
that makes sense. So Tater Tot is in the home, the old folks' home.
Yeah. Yes.
much, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cute.
And when things get a little bit out of line,
Tater Tot's like, I'm
the
not having
world
this.
is off kilter.
Too old for this mess.
How long do you have Tater Tot?
I don't know. I think maybe up until the weekend. But yeah.
Well, for today, what in the world? I haven't read any of our texts.
Well, first
I'm just
of
gonna
all,
be honest.
We need to express once again, this is our last show on WVNN. So if anybody missed the announcement yesterday, we are now going straight digital off of WVNN, and we'll be live on Yellowhammer's platforms, as well as ours, come Monday from 10 to 12 a.m. So today is our last day on WVNN from 2 to 5. Come Monday, we will be straight digital on Rightside Media's platforms, Yellowhammer News' platforms from 10 to 12.
We are thrilled and cannot wait to meet you there on Monday. And we will be having cookies, and we hope you'll have cookies with us as well. But we're talking pre-show, and we have big plans, opportunities afoot. The first one is the Senate forum that we're helping to host with API, Stephanie Smith, and with Yellowhammer and ourselves. So if you would like to join us for that, the first of many events, join us March 10th at the Hoover Public Library. But we're very excited and look forward to meeting you on Monday at 10 a.m.
Or the forum you can watch on our live stream, correct?
That's correct. Mm-hmm. And I assume also Yellowhammer News platforms. So
that would be cool. And we have, let's see, Jared Hudson has committed to be there, Barry Moore, Steve Marshall, Rodney Walker. There's one guy, Dr. Dale something Dees. He'll be there. And Seth Burton will be there.
Okay.
Morgan Murphy will not. He has a family commitment, but all the candidates will be there. You don't want to miss it. And it will be online if you can't make it to Hoover. Although we'd love to see you, actually. We'd love to. Wouldn't that be fun? If you're a listener and you show up, come find us. Just come down on stage and say, hey.
We would love to meet you.
Yeah.
Okay, whoa.
What?
Our husbands will be there.
Bomb rush the stage. Just come on.
Yeah, exactly.
We've done events before.
Like,
we've actually done that our whole lives. So
okay, maybe just
come to us, but understand that there's going to be a very tall man.
Oh, I didn't think about all this. Yeah, and Steve Marshall will have his security. Okay, don't come on.
Yeah, don't rush. Just wait.
Probably a bad idea.
And we'll meet you, and we look forward to it. But we have a jam-packed show worth of JP Sports, Clown World. We have an interview coming up and a lot of news. You don't want to go anywhere. Trust us.
We'll be back.
I'm with Pamela Casey, candidate for Alabama Attorney General.
Pamela started her career in the Attorney General's office in Alabama and became the Assistant Attorney General and then later on the Deputy Attorney General.
Pamela then became elected District Attorney of Blount County and was reelected in 2016 and in 2022.
In this interview, we discuss what makes her qualified for the role as Attorney General in Alabama and get to know her, her background, and even some fun questions just to get to know Pamela as a person.
We hope you enjoy the following conversation with Pamela Casey. Welcome. We are joined by District Attorney Pamela Casey, who is also running for Attorney General of Alabama. Welcome. How are you?
Good. Thank y'all for having me. It's a beautiful studio you have here.
Thank you. So let's just dive in. What qualifies you to be Alabama's next Attorney General?
Well, I'm the only one in this race that's actually tried a criminal jury trial. I've actually, for the last almost 20 years, have been working on behalf of the state of Alabama, putting killers and predators and human traffickers in prison and protecting our families and our children. I've been in front of the Court of Criminal Appeals, the Court of Civil Appeals, the Alabama Supreme Court, all the federal courts, and really had the ability to handle any job within that AG's office. I actually worked there. That's where I started my career. Assistant Attorney General. I was in capital litigation, our death penalty cases, and violent crimes, so going across the state prior to getting elected DA.
And who was the Attorney General? Was that Troy
King? Yeah. General King at the time.
Okay. Wow. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
What do you think the biggest weakness in Alabama's criminal justice system is today?
We do not have enough time for me to tell you all the weaknesses.
Okay, we got about 3 minutes for this answer.
3 minutes. Number one, sentencing guidelines has kind of taken over prosecutors and judges' ability to sentence appropriately. So we have these repeat offenders that are continuing to get out. We really fill out a worksheet and you put a number and it tells me, is this a prison in or prison out? And I don't think the public understands this. It's not if you look at the statutes that's written, a Class C felony is a year and a day to 10 years. That's not the way the worksheets work. Your first offense, you are not going to prison, even if you break into someone's home and steal everything that's in their house. under the worksheets, it doesn't work that way. So that came out in 2013. Those were voluntary, and I voluntarily didn't do them until I was told that I had to do them. And so I think that's one of the main issues affecting the criminal justice system right now is we can't put offenders, especially, I mean, and repeat offenders. If you look, somebody can commit multiple crimes before they're eligible to go to prison. And let's say you
before they're eligible?
Before they're eligible to go to prison. Nonviolent offenses, you got your burglaries, your thefts, your drug cases. And so what's even more frustrating, let's say you're in non-prison on the worksheets and you get out on community corrections, or let's say you're going to probation and you keep testing positive for drugs. Every time you come in, you're hot for meth. They finally file a revocation. The judge has got to dip you, dunk you before they could ever potentially revoke you. And so I don't think the public understands, we talk about prison overcrowding and people are saying, oh, there's somebody in prison that just had a little pot on them. I'm going to tell you, I think that's very rare. And if it's because they had just a little pot on them, they probably had a very long priors, habituals to even be eligible, or they could not abide by the rules of probation to keep themselves out of jail. So, I mean, I think we've got to work on our sentencing structure. I'm a huge proponent of truth in sentencing. 3 means 3, 5 means 5, 10 means 10, 30 means 30. And I think that would change our prison overcrowding. I think it would change. It would let me tell victims, yeah, they're going to be in jail for 3 years or 5 years or 10 years. So I think that's one of the main issues that we currently have with the criminal justice system in Alabama is our sentencing structure.
Can I ask a quick follow-up question?
Yes.
So what makes the difference? Is it just who's filling out? Is it literally just a worksheet?
It's literally a worksheet. So I'm going to circle.
Like a ditto from back in the 80s?
It gives me a list of the crimes. I circle and it gives me a score and I put it in a little box. And then I come down here and I say, do they have any other priors? 0 to 1 gets a number, 2 to 4 gets a number, 5, and then I give it another little number. And then I add the numbers up at the end, and I have a little book. I flip to the back, and I go, okay, well, if they scored this number, this is what I can do. They're in or they're out. It would blow your mind. And I'll tell you what else people in Alabama don't understand. I give someone a 15-year sentence. Just this week, I had a sex offender who had a rape second. A rape second would have been eligible for 2 to 20 years. That was off the worksheets, right? Because it was a violent crime. 15 years was his sentence. I got notice he was up for parole after 2 years and 7 months.
What?
Yes, absolutely. 2 years and 7 months up for parole for a rape second and a sodomy second. Absolutely.
And is he out?
No, we'll have a parole hearing. We oppose those, but it comes down to the parole board. The parole board could release them. Now, when he gets out, he'll be a sex offender, but that doesn't stop the fact that there's a victim out there that when you say, and I have to tell my victims, look, 15 doesn't mean 15. You're going to EOS earlier. And so, but it really was just another example. It's almost a slap in the face to the law enforcement officer.
Welcome back to The Right Side. I am Amy Beth, and she's Allison, and he's JP. And we're having a Friday. We're very excited in a few minutes to be joined by a friend of ours who happens to be running for superintendent of Shelby County Schools. But we'll talk to him in a moment. And we promised to do a very serious interview, like very respectable, serious.
Professional.
Very professional. We won't smile at all. So we have a friend of the show we love our friend of the show. And she is very excited for us in Yellowhammer. Like went out of her way late to give me a text about the bird because we talk about birds. I am that age. Birds are fun.
Like you and this friend talk about birds?
We talk about birds, but I love birds. And Kathy and I have had you don't know her last name. And so she sent me a thing about Yellowhammers because she's thrilled for us to be with Yellowhammer. I know I said that twice.
And didn't we have a discussion about what do you think Yellowhammers come to our bird buddies?
This is why she texted.
Okay.
Because she wanted to follow up on that conversation. And basically, do you guys know that the bird that we call a yellowhammer is not its actual name? Does anybody know this?
Are you saying we have the wrong bird, or are you saying there's actually not a yellowhammer bird?
Well, there is a yellowhammer bird in Europe. There's not one in Alabama. So we need someone to tell us. But here's a fun fact about the bird we do call the yellowhammer and the shape is the shape of our new partner's logo. That's the correct shape of the bird. All right. But it is a northern flicker.
Okay. First of all,
that's the name of the bird.
Okay. But this doesn't make any sense. Number one, we're in Alabama. We are not in the North.
No, we're not. Thank
Number
God.
two, it's our state bird, but we don't have them.
Well, there may be a little yellow on their tail, but here's where it gets interesting.
Is that it?
This is it. Yeah.
That's a northern flicker?
A northern flicker.
Okay. That does look like Yellowhammer's logo, because the other one that you said was a Yellowhammer did not look like the logo.
That's the one in Europe, allegedly.
So there's a Yellowhammer in Europe, but in Alabama, the bird we call the Yellowhammer is a northern flicka with some
flicka.
Well, you can call it flicker. I prefer to call it northern flicka.
Can you find one?
That's the other half of that.
So the northern flicker.
She has choices.
I do have choices, and I use them liberally. So the northern
flicka.
That's what that was. Oh, right, a flicka. Yeah.
Yellow on it.
No.
Allison, it has yellow on it. It's a woodpecker, and it pecks away, which is what good news outlets do, is they peck away until they get to the truth of something. See what I did there?
That was genius.
So here's a northern flicker with some yellow on it.
This is what isn't that gorgeous?
That is a beautiful bird.
Yeah. So that's what she was talking about. She was like, it's a woodpecker. It's got yellow on it, but the classic Yellowhammer lives in Europe, in a land far, far away.
Okay.
I like it though. We rename things all the time. And she wanted us to have the true history of the bird.
We might need to get Grayson or someone from Yellowhammer to come on here and just clarify. Is that what we're looking at in the logo?
I think it is.
And if so, I mean, we've got drinks named after Yellowhammer. We have all these things.
It's the state bird, for crying out loud.
We need to look up the history of how it became the state bird, if it lives in Europe. And
this is what my friend
it's a flicka.
Asked, is somebody knows probably 100 years ago. I mean, this has been a while that this has been our state bird. Who knows the history of how and why it became?
Well, Chat GPT does.
Well, that's not fun.
Mr.
We want
Gunn's
our
here.
listeners to tell us.
A principal and a teacher. He probably knows this. I bet he sat in class and had to learn about the camellia, right? Isn't that our flower?
Yeah.
Camellia.
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 Is it?
Camilla Parker Bowles. Camellia is the flower.
Details. Looks like a hydrangea.
Cheater schmeater.
It was just on my mahjong set the other night. That's
I'm sure it was.
What it looks like.
That's what we can do anyway. So that's a history that our friend of the show, who was thrilled for us to join Yellowhammer, wanted us to know about that bird. And I say, thank you, my friend, for giving us a little tidbit of information. But we'd really need y'all to tell us, when did it become the Yellowhammer as our state bird? And how did it become a Yellowhammer if actually that kind of bird lives in Europe?
Oh, Chat GPT. Is that right? Chat GPT?
Yeah.
The official state bird of Alabama is a northern flicker, commonly nicknamed the Yellowhammer. It was officially adopted in 1927. I will continue on.
100 years ago. Did I say that? I said it.
You were spot on. Well, when we come back, we'll be with superintendent candidate Andrew Gunn. Then you'll have to stick around until after that to find out the rest of the history on the Yellowhammer. We'll be back.
Prosecutors who work it and the victim who endured it, for us not to be able to make sure those violent offenders are staying where they need to be.
Wow. I had no idea.
None. I have so many questions and so little time. Okay. Do you think Alabama has an activist judge problem?
So one good thing about Alabama's judges, I think, is that we elect our judges, our local judges. You know, federal court judges are appointed by the president. I've got a really good friend who's on the bench, a federal judge now, that we work together with the AG's office. So we have had them. I know that when I was at the AG's office, we would have situations where death penalty cases would sit in federal court on habeas for 10 and 12 years because the judges wouldn't rule on them, and there was no timeline for them to rule. So if they opposed the death penalty, they would have their original trial court habeas process and say, okay, we'll get you an order out. 10 years would go by and you would not have judges issuing orders. So I have seen that in the federal courts, not so much in the state courts because we elect our judges. They answer to the people. They know that in 6 years, they're going to be up for an election, and they're going to have an opponent if they're not doing what essentially, and that's a hard position to be.
Yeah.
You know, my father-in-law was a judge for 20-something years. And he said, if you do your job, if when you leave, both sides are mad at you, because that means that you were fair. Because one side didn't leave super happy, another side super upset, and that the public, generally speaking, half of them will like you and half of them won't if you're doing the job right.
I like that.
That's good.
We should remember that in general
Truly.
in life.
Yeah, we should put that on the quote board.
You need a quote board.
We do. Like, there's so many things that have been said in here. We're like, we should probably write that down.
You need to write a book. I wish I'd started at the beginning of the campaign trail.
Writing all the stories.
A local defense attorney said, Pamela, keep a journal. I'm a writer, and I wish I could have, because, you know, it's like this. It's
It's not too late.
Oh, Lord, I'd have to take forever to catch up.
You can just start today. You got plenty of time left.
Yeah.
May 19th is, I mean, the next few months are going to be insane. We're watching what's happening in Minnesota. What tools does the Attorney General's office have to combat illegal immigration and kind of keep us out of what's happening in Minneapolis?
So I've got so many things to say about that. So I don't think that people understand. Let's say, for example, law enforcement pulls over an office or pulls a car over, and they go and guy says, I don't have a driver's license, but I have my social security number. And you go back and run it, and let's say it comes up. They could be actually a foreign national. They could be here legally and could have an Alabama driver's license. You get a social security number. So you get all those things. There's a lot of tools that we need to have in place in Alabama to assist our law enforcement in attempting to combat illegal immigration. Okay. So Alabama, the AG's office can work. You're the top law enforcement officer, right? You can work with those agencies across the state, and you're working with your federal partners to identify potential areas where you believe there could be pockets of illegal immigrants. Look, I think we all agree we're not against immigration. What we want is legal immigrants to come to our state to participate. So as AG, we're going to make sure we're training our local officers to understand and identify those people that are here illegally, and also to notify federal partners. There were years, especially as DA, that you would call the feds and call the feds and call the feds. Hey, I got somebody here, And it would take forever to get somebody with ICE or an ICE hold to come and pick somebody up. And so we've seen that transition during the Trump administration to where it's a lot easier to get our federal partners to pick up people who are here illegally. I'll never forget prosecuting a human trafficking case for somebody who was here legally, right? Yeah. And they kept saying, just let us deport him. Let us deport him. The defense attorneys did. And I said, no, I owe a duty to all the children in the world to not put him back out on the streets. And so I think as AG, you do a really good job working with law enforcement, identifying that and understanding what the tools are. Yeah, and the public's got to understand that law enforcement has a role to play. They're not the big bad boogeyman. You know, I always find it interesting. Half the people think law enforcement's big bad boogeyman, and the other people appreciate what they do. But when these people have a problem and they call 911, who do they expect to show up? Law enforcement. Yeah. And they want them.
We could talk all day. Hey everybody, I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are so happy to be joined by a friend of ours who happens to be running for superintendent of Shelby County Schools, current principal of Oak Mountain High School, which is where our children have attended. But Andrew Gunn, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
me. Yeah.
Hey, we're happy you're here. So before this interview started, we asked you one thing you wanted to talk about, and it's the very thing that we'll lead off with is what motivated you to run for superintendent of Shelby County Schools?
Of course. Well, our current superintendent, dear friend and mentor of mine, Dr. Brooks, is retiring. He announced his retirement in December. It's something my wife and I talked about, we prayed about, and we decided that is a really challenging, it's a really difficult job, but someone has to do it. Someone has to step in those shoes and lead the school system of 20,000 students, over 4,000 employees. And we have 4 children. We have 3 children that have not even started school yet. So we wanted to make sure that our school system is successful going forward, that it's going to be a great place to send your kids. Shelby County is going to be a great place to live and send your kids to good public schools. And most importantly, as in my experience as an educator, what I want to see in our schools is an emphasis on human connection in the classroom and face-to-face learning. I think we all know the power of face-to-face learning and the impact that that can have on kids. And from an instructional standpoint, that's what we're going to lead with is human connection in the classroom and an emphasis on face-to-face learning. We don't know what the future is going to look like, but we do know the skills you gain from that are going to be what helps kids propel themselves in life. So that's how I ended up here today, one way or another.
Well, we have listeners across the state of Alabama. And so I want to encourage them as you're listening to this, don't focus on the Shelby County part, because your school superintendent, your school board, your local officials, we learned during COVID-19, especially, and in the crazy kind of years that have followed, are maybe as important or more important than who's in Montgomery and who's in DC. Like if you remember during COVID, your school board made some impactful decisions on if you went to school in person, if you were online, how you had to quarantine. So across the state, dig in. The primary is May 19th. These elections matter. Get to know those local candidates. And maybe some of the questions that we bring up today are things you can approach with your other superintendent candidates in other counties. But how do you view, having said that, how do you view the role of the superintendent for schools? Like, what is your responsibility? And I guess I'm curious too, piggybacking off COVID-19, like, how do you balance state, federal requirements and the basic things you have to meet for education and parents and the community involvement in that?
Of course. Well, that's a great question. And each school system across the state of Alabama is unique. And I want to echo what you said earlier about how important these local elections are, because in local elections, and having been out on the campaign trail and meeting some of these people, those are the people that affect your day-to-day life so much. Yeah. And another trivia along with the Yellowhammer, but Alabama is one of the few states that still has elected school superintendents. There's less than 100 in the state, and over half of those are in the state, or there's less than 100 in the country, and over half of those are here in the United States. So it's a really rare thing to have an elected superintendent. But in terms of the balancing of the needs of your immediate community and what they're demanding and what they want and the regulations given to you by the federal and the state governments. Well, one thing that we've seen recently, and we're starting to see the effects of this, and this is a positive thing, is the really scaling back of the U.S. Department of Education and the impact that has on a local level here in Shelby County schools, or whether it be in Madison County schools or Limestone County schools, wherever you might be. That impact we're starting to see now has been lessened, and that's very encouraging going forward, letting local people make local decisions about their local schools, which is a really positive thing. In terms of the state over the past few years, or the last 10 years, I know, has been very supportive and has provided us with a lot of positive things. The Focus Act this past year has been amazing in schools. We've talked to state legislators about how beneficial that has been for us.
What is that?
Yeah. Okay. The Focus Act is where basically last year the state legislature passed a law banning cell phones in schools, that we could not have those in schools under any circumstance. Now, there's steps. If kids get caught, we don't send them straight to jail or something like that. I mean, there's a...
Are you sure?
Yes.
Straight to jail?
But there's a progression. And we had plans, and we had...
Wait. Is jail an actual thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not for cell phones. Not for cell phones. But we had things in place prior to that, and there was a progression of discipline. But now when we can talk to parents and we talk to kids at the beginning of the year about, this is state law, guys. We have to follow the law. If I'm not following the law, I'm going to get in trouble. So I'm going to make sure that you're following the law as well. And it just gave us a really clear way to communicate to kids and communicate to parents that this is the law, this is what we have to do, and this is how we're going to do it, which was really, really positive. It was a great thing that I'm grateful for. Our Teams Act that was passed a few years ago, that was a law put into place where in our high needs areas of math and science, those teachers can give up their tenure in exchange for making a lot more money. And I'm very proud of our teachers at Oak Mountain High School, where I work, and a lot of the school system, or a lot of the teachers in Shelby County have taken advantage of that, because they know they're great teachers. They know they're doing a good job. They know they're trusted to do a good job. So they didn't have a problem giving up that safety and security. And it's paid tremendous dividends for us in terms of retaining people and recruiting good people and keeping good people. So there's been a lot of really positive things coming from the state. In terms of balancing the demands of your community, if you're superintendent, you have to take ultimate accountability for what happens in your school system, whether it's your fault or not. And I've learned that the last 12 years I've been a principal. And I've definitely learned sometimes there's things that happen in your building or under your watch that you had nothing to do with, and they're not your fault. But at the end of the day, your name's on the front of the building and you have to take accountability for that. So as superintendent, when things happen in the school system, whether they're my fault or not, it's going to ultimately be my accountability. And it'll be my responsibility to make sure those kind of things don't happen again. So
that is refreshing and rare.
Well, and we can speak to that because Amy Beth, I mean, Amy Beth, it's funny that we're all sitting here because a few years ago we came to you with some issues in the school. We both had kids still at Oak Mountain, and you were you listened to us, you handled the situation, you were proactive in reaching out and opening those lines of communication. And I do think, you all are in a tough spot where you have to obey the law and you've got the federal requirements and all those things, but you do have to listen to parents. And our experience was that you were very open to that. So I know what you're saying is true. And you handled the problem, which we appreciate.
Yes, of course. Big time. Of course. So let's talk about this. Speaking of education, what is Alabama doing really well, and where do we need to improve?
I can tell you what we're doing well, or where we didn't fall behind, is Alabama, our nationalized test scores that were, it's called the NAEP test, that were compared to every other school across the country. And it kind of gives an Alabama ratings of where we are. We have been able to maintain where so many other states have fallen behind. And I think that's largely attributed to a lot of other states are still dealing with a big cohort of kids who were not in school for a long time. And what I'm very proud of in Alabama, I'm proud of the courage of our governor, the courage of our local superintendents, that it wasn't perfect, but we went to school and we were in school and we had face-to-face learning, and we were there, and kids got that human connection that they needed. And that was a very profound moment for me, I know, as an educator, and it has really guided a lot of what I've done since I've been principal, and the way I view my approach to the position, and ultimately the way I'll view my approach to the superintendent's position. Now, in terms of what we were doing well, things like the TEAMS Act, where we're able to recruit and retain high quality math and science teachers. Our Literacy Act in the 3rd grade, where we are doing a lot to make sure that every single child that we have that is humanly possible is on reading level by grade 3. And that takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of hand wringing, and it's hard. But at the end of the day, the results matter, and we want our kids in the state of Alabama to be able to read by the time they're in 3rd grade. So it's a powerful and it's a positive thing. And I do believe from top to bottom, we are seeing growth in the state of Alabama. I think there's something about the state of Alabama people see, that they want to be here and they want to be a part of our great state that I've lived in for all but 4 years of my life. I moved here when I was 4. And I think that is only the more people want to be here and be a part of our state, that's only going to help our schools grow stronger and stronger. So
let's go ahead and take a break. Can you stick with us until 3:00? Do you have
Yeah.
time? The
Also,
school's not falling apart while you weren't there.
I hope not.
Can
I hope
carpool
not.
run without you?
They got it.
Okay. All right. I want to ask about the Choose Act and school choice
Of
when we
course.
get back. I've got some questions about mental health coordinators and all the
course.
things if you have time to stick around.
I'd love
Okay.
to.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back.
I tell people all the time, law enforcement's understaffed, underpaid, and overworked. And they are the people putting their lives on the line for us every single day. And, you see those decisions that are made spur of the moment. It's hard. It's hard to wear a badge. It's hard to make. I've seen that for almost 20 years talking to guys. And people are leaving the force. I've got local people who are leaving because it isn't worth it to them anymore to be dragged through the mud if they make the wrong decision at the wrong time or what's perceived to be the wrong decision.
Well, pivoting from that, let's talk about election integrity. What are the non-negotiables for election integrity?
Well, let me tell you what I discovered over the last 2 weeks. We just indicted a gentleman in Blount County for a non-U.S. citizen voting in our elections. He had voted 9 times. Did you know that when you go to register, and everybody, and I've kind of had this debate on social media lately, if I take someone down to register them, voter, not me, just let's say, your sister goes, she moves to Alabama, she goes down to register. A photo ID is not required to register as long as you have a driver's license or you have a social security number. Well, let's stop for a second. People who are here legally, foreign nationals get a social security number and they get a driver's license number. As long as you put that driver's license number on it and it verifies as a valid license, you're on the voting rolls. Now, let's take a foreign national. He never had to show his driver's license. Had he been required to show his driver's license, at the top it says FN driver's license, foreign national. Okay, he's now on our voting rolls or our voting list. He goes down to vote, and this is what's happening. Presents his foreign national driver's license. And let me stop and say, poll workers are angels from God. You have to sit there 14 hours.
Yep.
You can't leave, can't come back, type situation. We have polling pads. You scan your driver's license. A foreign national license will shoot up an error message. All the poll worker will do is take that license, confirm he's on that list, and give him a ballot, him or her a ballot. Okay, now, that's a problem. There's a presumption if you're on that voting list that you are a U.S. citizen. Okay? I hand you a foreign national license, they may go, well, now this is a foreign national license, but you can say, well, I got citizenship since I had my license made. There are so many holes, and it's scary, And look, there was a long time I thought some of this was rhetoric. Oh, we're talking about, that's a problem. And people say, oh, well, Pamela, it was only one vote in Blount County. Well, if you look at that Guntersville mayor's race this past summer, it was a tie vote. If you look at that Senate race down in Auburn several years ago, it was determined by one vote. And I think it just goes to show one vote matters. You have so many people in the state and the country is like, I'm not going to vote. My vote doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It does. And if we allow non-U.S. citizens to vote in our election, it's canceling out the legal votes that are out there. So that's a big issue that's got to be fixed. Is we've got to get the legislature to require that you provide some type of photo identification. Because here's the thing: I've dealt with identity theft cases years. What stops somebody from just getting somebody's driver's license number, going down there, putting it on the paper, and getting on our voting list when they're not here legally? So I think that is a problem, but I think it's an easy fix.
So in addition to that, are there any other safeguards that you would want to implement to?
Yeah, I don't think it ever hurts to audit our elections. And let me just say this. I get audited by the public examiners. I've been audited 4 times since I've been DA. And all that is checking to make sure you're doing what's right. I've never worried about an audit. I've had 4 perfect audits because I'm like, I ain't doing anything wrong. I don't care. I think it's important that we do audit our different ballots to make sure it's working. I've talked to my guys who set the machines up several times. I'm like, tell me how that works. That's the conversation I wanted to have. And they tell me there's no way those are connected to the internet, this and that. But we all know that machines are fallible, and you just got to make sure they're working correctly. It all works right until it doesn't.
It's so
Right.
true.
So let's talk about the office. How does the AG use the departments within the state government to serve the people of Alabama well?
Okay. Let's talk. Let's talk about. You got criminal appeals, you got capital litigation, you've got public corruption, you've got the trial division, the civil division. So every different division within that office serves a purpose or role. First of all, over half of the employees that work in there handle a criminal aspect in the state. That's why I think it's so important that you have someone with experience in criminal law. General Marshall was a DA before he became Attorney General. I think that's why he has been successful, as he had run an office. He understood that, and he could focus on some of those outside things, federal overreach, because he had a really good grasp on the criminal aspect of it. Every criminal appeal, every trial that's tried, conviction that's made, the appeal is handled through the Alabama Attorney General's office. That's the biggest division that handles that. Your capital lit division, your violent crimes. Capital lit's our death penalty.
You guys, we do a lot in the breaks. Okay, I'm just saying. But we are still joined by Andrew Gunn, who is the principal of Oak Mountain High School in Shelby County. And we're going to get to as many questions as possible because he can handle it. Question number 1.
Yes.
Let's talk about the CHOOSE Act.
Of course.
What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts might be unpopular within the public education community in some ways. But ultimately, families have to raise their children in the best way that they see fit. And if they choose that another school setting or a homeschool setting is best for them, I have to respect that, because I look at it through the lens of myself as a father. I have a teenager, I have a 4-year-old, and I have twin 2-year-olds. In my mind, in my thought process, I'm a public school educator. Public school is, I feel, the best thing for them. That's what our family chooses. That's what we continue to choose. But I don't know what I would do if my child needed something different, or if I felt my child was experiencing a different circumstance or a different situation where they might need a different environment for themselves. So in that case, I have a lot of respect for the families that choose to do something else. Now, that may be a faith-based decision. It may be a personal decision. It may be a logistical decision. So I totally respect that and understand that from the parent's perspective. Now, what the CHOOSE Act has done, and I think will continue to do for public schools, is in some ways create a marketplace where there is choice. So I believe the pressure will be on us as public school educators and public school leaders, is that we have to do everything we do to make sure that public schools are an awesome, viable choice for people to send their kids to. So that's my perspective on the CHOOSE Act. I think I would totally respect families that want to take advantage of that and do that, but also understand it's going to put the pressure on us to make sure we have a great product that is a good choice for people.
Competition's good.
Yes. And a lot of times it's not viewed as that, which is crazy, because you do go back to the fact that the government has no money except for what we give it. So that's really, they're just giving you back the choice to do with your funds what you would like to do. I am curious, a few years ago, the Alabama legislature passed a bill funding mental health coordinators in schools. Myself and 2 other people were responsible for the amendment that added an opt-in instead of an opt-out, where parents had to say, yes, I want my child to participate, instead of, no, I don't. And so we were very intentional with that. I'm very skeptical of these mental health coordinators. However, I am not in the schools. So I'm curious your thoughts, if you have seen the benefit from that, if you feel like that is a good use of the state's funding and that is just needed with where we are in 2026, or how that has gone in the schools.
Yeah. We've had a very positive experience with it. We've seen good things, and we've seen it be a resource for families that would otherwise not have access to those resources. If their child is in need of those type of mental health resources, it is opened a door and an avenue for them to receive those resources or counseling or whatever it may be for those children. But I do agree with you. I know if I'm looking at this through the lens of a parent, First of all, I want to trust the school enough to communicate with me to talk about what is going to be happening if they feel that my child might benefit from seeing someone. I want to be informed about what that looks like. And I want to be a part of that decision-making process with my school. So unequivocally, I do believe on the whole, it's been my experience. It's been a very positive thing, but we have to have that conversation with the parents and we have to communicate with the parents if we want to maintain that trust with the parents.
So it's a balance.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thoughts on career tech? Bringing it back. I mean, it's been around.
Oh yeah.
But in our family, we've seen the benefit because my son-in-law did 2 years and he's in collision work, which he's really good at. But what can we do to grow that part of our school system?
Yeah. I think we continue, just about every school system, especially larger school systems, have that element to it. I know Baldwin County and South Alabama just invested a tremendous amount of resources to build a new career technical center. We have one here in Shelby County as well that is very popular amongst our students, and it's growing in popularity mainly because of the lack of skilled workers that are out there in the workforce. And that, coupled with the increasing cost of college and what it costs to actually send a child to a 4-year university now, parents are starting to put 2 and 2 together and see that math. And it makes a lot more sense to go straight into the workforce as a highly skilled worker, as opposed to spending 4 years in college, majoring with no real direction or purpose, and coming out of college $100,000 in debt. People are getting wise to that. People are starting to understand that. And we see a lot of success stories every year of our kids leaving high school already certified to go into auto mechanic or collision repair or a pharmacy technician, which will hopefully lead them to something else. It's been such a positive thing, and it's growing and it's growing. And I think a lot of it's driven by common sense. People look at the finances of the two and see we can go straight into work and we can make a lot of money and be in high demand.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
I think we have about 30 seconds left. So I want to give you a moment to tell people where they can find out more about you. Maybe if you're going to be around Shelby County, things that are coming up.
I'm everywhere all the time. I'll be riding. I'm riding a horse at Cowboy Day in Columbiana tomorrow. Yes.
I
those are
have
the
friends
best
that will be
days.
there.
Yes, I will be on a horse.
Do you
Okay.
know how to ride a horse?
It's been 30 years. I was about 14 last
Good
time.
luck.
Time out.
I'm 44.
Time out. No, I'm so serious. Wear a helmet.
I got a hat. I've got a hat.
No, that
You're
doesn't
going to be, the hat's
I've got a
going to
hat.
be great.
Got a hat.
It's going to be great.
It'll be good.
like a cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat. Yeah.
I need pictures.
Oh, you'll see them.
Okay.
I'll get them out.
How do we find you?
Gunforsuper.com, Gun for Super on Facebook, Gun for Super on Instagram. I post my schedule every Sunday of everywhere I'm going, what I'm going to be doing. I had 8 events in 6 days this week.
Oh, wow.
goodness.
9. This is number 9
Okay.
because this
Okay.
was a
This
surprise.
counts.
So,
Well,
but I'm out there.
It's Gun, Gunn, and the number 4, super.
Super.
There you go.
May the 19th.
Yes,
It's the big day.
it is a big day. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining
thank you
us.
so
I
much.
really
Cool.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
I mean, we're talking about taking somebody's life. I'm the only candidate in this race that's ever stood in front of a jury and said, I want you to put this man to death for beating this 18-month-old child to death and letting him lay there. So I think it's important that somebody understand that. Now, your civil aspects is also handling those cases, opioid type things. But also we represent the agencies and the commissions and the other elected officials. Look, I've been sued, had to be represented by the Alabama Attorney General's office. I get it. I know how important it is to have people in that civil division that understands what the work of the local elected officials and state officials do. And so I think I bring a really good understanding of how the office worked. I've worked in it. I've also worked on the outside of running a state office. And I think that's what makes me just uniquely qualified.
What happens when someone submits a complaint to you? How will you handle that? And how do you balance the personal connections sometimes that you already have around the state with what you need to prosecute?
Okay. I think my record in Blount County has been pretty clear. I've prosecuted people I went to high school with for sex crimes. I prosecuted police officers for sex crimes. I prosecuted mayors. I prosecuted people that sometimes it's not always easy to do, but the people put you there for a job. And so, if we get complaints or public corruption in our office, we're going to handle it, because I truly believe that you have to do what's right. Sometimes it's not easy, but I've always been the type that if you don't want me, I'm going to do what's right. If you don't like it in 4 years, 6 years for DAs, elect somebody else. But I'm going to lay my head down at night and sleep real well. But if there were to come up a conflict of something, there are ways out there that you can have a acting attorney general that could step in and handle it. I'll tell you what I won't do is I'm not going to push it under the rug.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
So how does the AG balance fighting for the interests of the people of Alabama versus upholding federal law?
Ooh. We are a screen wall, between Washington and our people. We just really are. Washington does not always reflect the values of Alabama. And so you have to be willing to look, every law that goes in front of the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, at some point somebody says, this ain't right, and I'm willing to argue that. And so I think you've got to be able to make the stance when you have that overreach out of the federal courts or out of D.C. saying, we're going to do X, Y, Z, and you're like, well, we're not going to. And I think that's what I bring as a prosecutor. You got to be a little bit of a fighter. And look, I will fight for the people when there's an attempt to tell us things we're going to do that does not support Alabama values.
Do you think when people say the AG's office is the last line of defense, do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely, because you're the top law enforcement official. You're the one person who can step in and say, not doing that. Yes, we are doing that. And I've had that experience in Blount County. The buck stops here. I tell people a lot of times, like, this is where it comes. And see, so I think it's important. At the end of the day, the attorney general is the one that's got to make those decisions, he or she themselves. And I've had the experience of having my name on the paper, making those decisions, and knowing that sometimes the public may not always agree with me, but we're making that decision. So absolutely, I think that's what I bring, that experience of understanding the weight that comes with that. And I think that's a weight that a lot of people don't understand.
What do you think is the most significant legal threat to Alabama in years to come?
Our immigration problem. I think you're going to see it. I see a lot of illegal immigrants committing crimes, and we're talking about child sex crimes. I think we've got to do something to correct that immigration method. I'm not saying we make it easier for people to become citizens, but we've got to provide them a way. And until we do that, we're not. And we I've always told people back, 10 years ago, they're like, oh, we'll deport these people. I'm like, yeah, and they'll be back by next week. So until you close the borders, it doesn't do you a bit of good to deport them if they're just going to be back. Okay. So I think if we get the borders closed and create a situation that's a legal pathway to citizenship for those people who want to be active, productive members of our society, then I think that we'll see a change in a lot of things as it relates to the immigration problem that we have.
What is success for a conservative attorney general in Alabama? What does that look like?
Fighting for the people. It's always standing up for the right things, even when it isn't easy to do. I have a 4-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. I'm a mom. And I want to make sure, and I've always lived by that Girl Scout. I don't know if it's their motto or maybe we just got taught that in Girl Scouts. Leave a place better than you left it. And when I leave the DA's office, I want them to look back and go, it's much better. Look what she did. We're electronically, we've done so many things there. She's put the people away that needs to. And I think that a true, strong conservative attorney general is almost like, especially a female attorney general, is you're a mom and you're taking care of your people in the state of Alabama. And that's what my heart is. I want to make sure my 4-year-old little girl, when she goes to the bathroom at Target, if she's by herself or Walmart, that I don't have to worry about a man being in there with her. I want to know that I played 3 sports. I think my son's going to be the musician. She's going to be the athlete. I don't ever want to worry that there's going to be a man competing with her or in volleyball or basketball or swimming. She loves to swim. So I want the people of Alabama to know that I will make sure that, because I have a family myself, that they can raise their families with values that correspond to how we live here in Alabama.
And so why should, just piggybacking on that, but why should the people of Alabama vote for you?
Look, I am not supported by special interests. I am not supported by these big businesses or this dark money. I am here for the people, period. I have given people my cell phone number all across the state. I'll give it right now, 256-390-5407. That's crazy.
I was going to say, you're insane.
It's the only number I've ever had my whole life.
Oh, we have the best job in the world. Just
So
in
funny.
case you wondered, this is the best job in the world. Not only did you just shove me out of the way? Not only are we wives and mothers, which are the penultimate jobs, they're the supreme jobs, but our job right here, the best job in the world, because we get to meet great people. Okay. Or we get to talk to our friends.
Yeah, Mr. Gunn just told, okay, he's our principal, so I call him Mr. Gunn. He just told us the horse he's riding tomorrow is named Patty. Pray for Patty and Mr. Gunn. It's been 30 years, apparently.
I don't know if Emmy and Ben have time to go to the Shelby County days, because we're also meeting up for something in the afternoon. But if they go, I want pictures, child.
He was mortified when I said wear a helmet.
Allison, he almost left. He almost got up and walked out.
It makes me nervous. You know, I don't like horses, so.
Chris Schaefer hates. Wow, this is why I can do predictive sentences with you,
You do it
because
well.
y'all are so similar.
I love riding horses. I don't
You
do it
do?
often, but I don't do it often, but it's funny. So today's actually my dad's birthday. And
Happy birthday,
What?
Charles!
yeah, when I was looking through and I posted a picture of here. I'll show it to the camera too. It's me and Charles riding horses in Yellowstone.
Oh, when was
So this was summer 2024.
That's so
That's
okay.
tremendous.
Do you have just a mustache? Or
In
what's
that?
or is it just light?
Let me see.
That's just I got a beard in that.
Oh, you do. Okay, it's
Okay.
the lighting.
All right. Okay.
Oh, happy birthday, Charles.
Happy birthday. Okay, so you love riding horses.
I don't do it often, but I like it. It's fun.
Wesley rode horses, and
Just not gonna happen.
it's just we
Especially
had
if
to end it. But then other things happen. Like, you grow up and you're like, I don't want to ride horses anymore. But
Well, why? Okay.
horses scare me to death.
Mr. Gunn is about to get on a horse after 30 years that he's never met in front of thousands of people in the Shelby County Rodeo.
Well, because you have to do those things to win office. That's why.
Can I just give like $1,000 to some charity and not get on the horse?
No, because your
Anyway.
donors aren't going to do that.
Anyway, I guess it'll be good photos.
All right, listen. I of course don't have the iPad up, so
We have to get it. I'll get it.
okay. No, I'm going to get it. But
No,
you just
you
tell a
talk.
story. Okay, never mind. All right, we're going to do the iPad, and while Allison is grabbing the iPad, I have one funny. These are words you call people that you don't like. Okay. These
we're
are
still on
pleasant
radio.
phrases to use for people you don't like.
I don't need any new ones. Thank you.
Okay, these are good. All right. You ready? People you don't like.
Is this FCC?
This is approved.
This is our last day on the FCC. Also.
This is everybody is going to want to use these phrases this weekend, perhaps today. All right. I'm just going to give you 3, and maybe at the 4 o'clock hour, I'll give you 3 more. Ready? 3. Expired coupon. You don't even know what that is. Cold bowl of soup. That's funny. I don't care who you are. And wet sock. Okay. You can call that to people. It's pleasant.
I'm going to go with JP's words he uses.
What's that? What's that?
Well, we can't say them on air.
Well, that's why I gave you words you could say on the air.
What? You're such a wet sock.
You're such an itchy sweater.
Ooh.
You scallywag.
Cold bowl of soup.
Ooh.
Actually, me, I prefer saying you're such. And then I also like the. And then there's also the radio audience had to dump for those, but yeah, I'm just kidding.
That's pretty good.
That's good, JP.
You
Okay.
timed. About said you timed the dump well.
We're not doing that again. Okay. Y'all,
But you did. You didn't time the dump well the last time.
the one and only time. No, I did not.
I love y'all so much. Okay. Now it's time for the montage. JP.
Time for news.
Fox News alert, the Epstein scandal's rocking Chappaqua. Today, Hillary went under oath and was grilled about the Clintons' relationship with the dead pedophile. When it wrapped, Hillary came out and said this.
I don't know how many times I had to say I did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I never went to his island. I never went to his homes. I never went to his offices. So it's on the record numerous times.
It's all very bizarre, but I asked her very pointed questions, and you'll see that in the transcript and the video that comes out, and you'll see how she responded as well, screaming.
Everybody, Tim Burchett, when they say trafficking young kids for cross state lines for sex with adults, they're awful, demonic people, and they deserve to burn in hell. People say, oh, Burchett, you don't want to hang those people. The hell I don't. Bring them out to the farm. We'll take care of them, and I am not kidding you.
We're going to say, look, it'd be wonderful if they'd negotiate really in good conscience, good faith and conscience, but they are not getting there.
If you use the military now, that there will be regime change right away?
No, nobody's coming. We have the greatest military anywhere in the world. There's nothing close. I'd love not to use it, but sometimes you have to.
Small town in South Alabama, 3 people arrested accused of filling out bogus absentee ballots.
Yeah, so if you, if you could tell me exactly how we are fascists, I would love to hear it. Because in addition to calling us dog grifters last week, that's true. Now.
The last clip, who was that? I couldn't catch.
That was a South Alabama professor to a Turning Point table at South Alabama, calling them fascist and dog-esque grifters. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And the week before, he'd harassed him, and he's harassing them again. And when they ask for a definition of how they were being fascist, as with all committed progressives, they offer nothing. Nothing. Kudos to those kids for asking the questions, knowing he was not going to be able to answer.
If you watch the whole video, it's crazy because, one of the Turning Point people was like, didn't Hitler take away the guns? So if we're pro Second Amendment, does that really mean that we're fascist? And he was like, well, Hitler also jailed and shot the communists. It's like, okay, who's jailing and shooting the communists? He's like, oh, well, there were protesters. Like, I think he brought up the ICE protesters that got shot or something. And it was like,
of course.
Yeah. And then and I don't know. I can't imagine being a professor and being so immature and insecure that you're like pandering to college students. Like, I call these guys dog-ass grifters. Like that. That's where the video kind of ended up. But that guy is a professor. I don't know. I'm not saying. I mean, even teachers are human beings, but it amazes me sometimes the people that college is allowed to become professors. I'm not saying you have to agree with everything I agree with, but those are your students that you're calling fascist. And for like, come on.
The disdain that you clearly feel, the superiority that you exhibit. And yet you're the one bathed in stupidity. It's unbelievable. It's so pot. I mean, come on, man. Pot me kettle, but he doesn't even know he's the pot, and he wouldn't know where to find the kettle, so never mind. Gosh.
Isn't South Alabama where they're studying queer animals?
So the more and more I find out about South Alabama, the more and more I don't like it because it's just a theme. I don't know, but this is becoming a theme, I guess, at that school.
Is this professor still employed? Like, has he been reprimanded? Does anybody know his name? Does anybody know a follow-up?
Let me go
check.
1819 did a story. I'll go check while y'all are discussing.
Because that's just unacceptable. You know, I think, gosh, if you want to go engage in political whatever, but colleges are so weird. They're probably going to promote him.
Yeah, you know what? Yes.
So for the second time in recent weeks, a a professor at South Alabama identified by students as Department of Math and Statistics Assistant Professor Joshua Lioi, Lioi. It says a source with knowledge of both incidents said that he's come to the table and done this. He referred to Charlie Kirk as the neck guy and made a finger gun motion to his neck before turning his sights on a young woman who is a student and attempting to shame her for being a member of this organization. Let's see if I scroll down, and it says 1819 News had reached out to representatives from the University of South Alabama for comment, and that's kind of where it ends up. So I'm not seeing anything about him being reprimanded or what.
So is it his First Amendment right to say what he thinks and feels anywhere he chooses? Or is it inappropriate for him to be doing that on a campus? And should the school intervene?
It is his First Amendment right. And so I wonder if those students are either trained, probably are, in Alinsky techniques that can call it out and shame him right back. Or if they are, it seems both Alinsky and communism are so closely aligned. That's what I hope they're trained in, because being sweet to somebody like that doesn't get you anywhere. But he does have the right to do that, and he can harass them. But I hope and pray that the more they interact with him, the more they give it right back, or they shame him back, because he's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what he's doing.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how the administration should handle that. I mean, maybe you try and have I'm trying to think if I was the administrator, have a discussion with him. Like, yes, it's your right, but let's maybe think about what you're doing, and that these are students here and we're called to protect and care for and have a hospitable environment, at least not hostile. And I'm not saying you have to like bake him cookies, but at least don't go harass him. Then if he doesn't listen, what do you do? I mean, I don't know if you can do anything.
Well, okay, so First Amendment, yeah, he shouldn't be arrested for doing that. However, I do think, like you said, the university has an obligation to their students to not be harassed, and because it's one thing if he went up and had an honest discussion, a good faith discussion, but calling them names and using the terms that he used, profanity, I think the university has to at least punish him. Maybe not fire him. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they did, but at least punish him. So yeah, First Amendment, we're not going to throw the guy in jail. However, there's a certain way as a professor that you have to conduct yourself. And I'm sure he did not abide by those.
Yeah. I mean, every business organization usually has like codes of conduct, what you can wear, what you can say, what you can post, and it's generally agreed upon. But I wonder if there's like semantics. This is what I always wait for, is like, well, it was outside of the classroom. It was on a walkway, which is public space, and nobody, whatever it is. So we will watch that. Really kind of sad though. Like, how insecure do you have to be to go after kids?
Super insecure.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, did you look at the guy?
Yeah. I mean, tell me you're miserable without telling me you're miserable. Oh wait, you already did.
I hate to be that man, but
yeah,
he didn't seem like
your
he was very
misery
happy.
Is showing, buddy.
The way he dressed, he did not look like a very happy individual.
All right. When we come back, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Mace. She looked really old.
We'd like to talk about that.
I don't know.
Thoughts.
Maybe it was just the glasses, but I didn't even know who that was. But apparently she kind of grilled Hillary Clinton. Have we seen any of that?
No. It will become public, though, apparently. We're told legally.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, legally.
We'll be back.
County have it. I believe that office belongs to the people. It doesn't belong to Steve Marshall or Luther Strange or Troy King. The DA's office doesn't belong to me. About a year ago, after you turn 40, you go through this life thing of, I'm already halfway through life, and it dawned on me, if I fall over dead today on a Thursday, I think it's Thursday, I'm not sure what day it is on the campaign. By Monday, they'll have a different DA sitting in that seat. because guess what? That ain't my office. That's the people's office. And I want the people to know my door's open, my phone's open, and I'll talk to you. Look, I mean, people say that is insane. We got to be a little crazy to run statewide to begin with, number one.
That's true,
okay?
too.
It's true.
But I care. And I was telling her earlier, I don't have to have this job. I have my retirement locked in. And so I can go to the House. Isn't that what we want from our elected officials? People who do not have to answer to special interests, who can stand up. And maybe that's why I'm not the chosen one of some of the special interests. I'll tell you no.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm here for the people. That's who I want to serve. I truly believe God called me to protect our families, protect our children, and make sure when you go to bed at night, you can sleep well. You get up in the morning, you raise your children, and not worry about is there a predator going to get them on the street? Are they going to have to worry about going to the bathroom with a boy? I truly feel called to do this, and God's got a plan for me regardless of the outcome. And I truly believe that it's to be the next Attorney General for the state of Alabama.
So we're a little different around here. We like to end every show. JP has a little wheel, and we play Would You Rather every single show. Would you rather? We're not going to do that today. We kind of started thinking we should start playing Never Have I Ever, and then we were like, no, let's not do that one.
Pass. We pass.
So just a few fun questions. Absolutely nothing that has to do with politics.
Okay.
Just get to know Pamela Casey as a person, because I think people forget that y'all are human beings.
We're real.
Like you're just people. So, what's your favorite all-time book?
Probably Where the Red Fern Grows.
Oh, it's a good book.
And I want my son to read it right now, but he's real tender-hearted, and I'm like,
yeah, he won't recover.
Yeah.
He's
No.
still asking why when the cat's coming back from heaven. So we're not ready for that.
Don't do
Oh,
it.
that's so sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
What daily task annoys you?
Oh, probably the trash at our house, because it feels like with kids and a husband, it's always the trash can's always full.
Yes.
You just stare at it. You
Yeah, and I'm always
like,
I'm one of those wives that pushes much of it out as I can.
Same.
I don't want to do this again.
Oh, for the love. I've already been out once.
That's so funny. What trait do you value the most in friends?
Honesty.
Honesty. Okay.
I mean, you lie to me, I'm probably like, it's hard for me to trust you again. So honesty is really important. Like, look, be honest. If you think you're going to hurt my feelings, hurt me. At least I know you were honest and you didn't lie about it.
No.
Okay. This is super fun. What was your childhood nickname? Okay.
My name is Pam.
Okay. We're just going to leave it there.
If you think it rhymes with Pam.
Spam?
That's
Spam
okay.
burger hamburger?
Okay.
I don't.
Yes, it was spam. I had
Okay.
I just said this now,
Pam?
like all over the state, like
Spam?
was terrorized by a little PE teacher back in the day. Spam the bam, the hamburger, spam burger hamburger.
What?
Yeah, that's why forever.
What teacher?
Yes, but I love him. I mean, I still his daughter when I graduated together. But I mean, and my high school math teacher
Sorry
would
to
be
bring
like,
it up.
last night I had a sandwich. It was the best sandwich ever. It was a spam burger.
That's funny.
I can think of so much worse though. Like just actually, you know what? I'm thinking I've never had spam.
Oh, come on. Have you never?
No.
Ever.
Chop it up. Okay, this is horrible. This is
a-
the
No,
poor,
do
this
tell.
is the poor girl in Pamela. Okay, dice it up, fry it, make some rice, and mix it together. It's excellent.
Okay, I think they eat a lot of spam in Hawaii, and that's
Yeah.
what they do. They put it over rice with like some
Oh,
mustard or
it's
something.
good.
Okay. Well,
I
we're
love
going to have
Spam.
to explore that
JP's
space.
nodding. You like the spam?
Okay. Okay.
See?
All right.
Something new.
Oh yeah.
Okay, outside of Attorney General, outside of politics, what's your dream job?
Oh, I don't know. I told my husband the other day, I think I'd be okay if I got a job at Walmart right now and just put some earbuds in and they would let me stock the shelves because I wouldn't have to answer to anybody. Like, just give me a manual job to go. Okay, what would I do?
You
Oh,
just gave out your telephone number. They'd still be calling you.
Yeah.
At Walmart.
Yeah, they may.
maybe, teaching. I teach at the law school and have for about on and off for about 20 years. I love teaching. I love sports. So in a school, because I think at the end of the day, our most formative years are kids in school. And if you can be a good influence and work with them, my husband's a teacher. I think I would enjoy probably teaching. Or a doctor. I mean, come on, I could go. I'm one of those people that could have 20 lives. Yes. Be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher.
Could do anything.
Welcome back to The Right Side. She's Allison. I'm Amy Beth, and he's JP. We're glad to be spending a Friday afternoon with you. Don't forget, on Monday, we'll meet you back here from 10 to noon on Yellowhammer's platform. We did not finish our bird story about Yellowhammer. We'll get back to that. You have to stay tuned.
Wait, we'll be on our social media platforms as well, though,
exactly.
Right?
But
okay.
Today's our last day on VNN, if anybody missed that. So,
yeah.
We'll just see you Monday at 10.
Yeah. Cash.
At rightsidemedia.org.
We've made your life.
.com.
Your life just got easier. Just take us in your pocket wherever you go.
Okay. And if you want to listen from 2 to 5, you can do that too.
Yeah.
We'll be there. What are you laughing at, JP?
We got some funny texts. I didn't know. It's okay.
Did we really?
Yes.
Okay, let's do text because we're going to work our way up from, since we're already in South Alabama. After text, we're going to talk about bogus ballots in South Alabama and work up from there. So first text, let's go.
If y'all want to text in, let us know your thoughts. That number is 833-687-4448 or 833-68-RIGHT. Peeps from Huntsville. He said, last time I rode a horse, it about killed me, bucking and bucking till the manager of Walmart came out and unplugged it.
It's good.
But did you wear a helmet? You should. Safety first.
That's funny.
Brad from Crimestone says, I have it on good authority that the following is a French insult. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
What? I love it, but I don't know what it means. Thanks, Brad.
That's just like the most French, politically correct cut down ever.
That really is.
Your mother is a hamster. And your dad smells like elderberries. Actually, elderberries, I thought smelled pretty good.
Unless they're stale.
Have you ever had elderberry syrup? Oh, I guess there's sugar in that.
You don't realize how much, because that is such a French insult, but like most of France is like a countryside, like farmer.
Gorgeous.
Like I never noticed until we went to Normandy. And you go outside of Paris where most people can speak some English, and you go into real France, like the countryside France.
Nothing.
They are like, yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Point to the bread, point to the cheese, and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's a French insult though. It sounds like Mike from Florence. It's funny. I can't remember, what did we talk about? When we said that I timed the dump well, and you thought that was funny. Mike from Florence says sometimes the timing of the dump is involuntary.
Especially when you're older.
Oh, sorry. It's true.
Sometimes. Never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna move
okay, keep
on.
going. Let Mike say it instead of me.
So this is cool. I actually didn't know this. Merle from Hartselle. He said that Alabama became known as the Yellowhammer State during the Civil War due to a nickname given to a company of Confederate soldiers from Huntsville in 1861. These soldiers wore new uniforms featuring bright yellow cloth trim, leading others to tease them, calling out Yellowhammer after the bird with yellow underwings.
Thank you, Merle.
You've seen the Confederate uniforms, the gray and there's sharp yellow on the sleeves. So I guess but I never knew that before, actually.
Wow.
Thank you, Merle.
I knew somebody would know.
That's a great story.
And so is that what came first, the chicken or the egg? So that's why we're here in 1927. It becomes the official state bird. It just stuck around all the way that long.
Because of some Confederate soldiers in Huntsville in 1861.
Even though the birds are from Europe.
Even though birds,
I like it. They're probably French.
Well, no, because no, because that one is.
That's a northern flincher.
The yellow underwing. Yeah.
Flicka.
Yeah, the younger. Yeah, and it's a woodpecker. Yeah. So it just.
It's pretty. We did not know we had a yellowhammer on our wall. We might have to show it.
It's meant to be.
Who knew? Look at that. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Teacher.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you really enjoyed the podcast.
Please like, share, subscribe. And if there's an option, give us a thumbs up or a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. See y'all.
Enjoyed our conversation with Catherine Robertson, who is a candidate for Attorney General of the state of Alabama.
Catherine began her public service in Washington as clerk and counsel to Senator Jeff Sessions on the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee.
She served as the vice president of the Alabama Policy Institute under Gary Palmer and has been the chief counsel in the Attorney General's office under Steve Marshall for the past 10 years.
In this interview, we discuss what makes her qualified to be Alabama's next Attorney General and specific issues that matter to Alabamians and fun questions so that you get to know Catherine, the individual.
We hope you enjoy our following conversation with her and get to know Catherine Robertson.
Welcome. We are here with Catherine Robertson, who is running for Attorney General of Alabama. Thank you for joining us today.
Really fun to be with y'all. Thanks for letting me wear a hat.
I love your hat.
Yeah.
I'm upset I don't have my hat on.
You're left out.
I'm totally left out today.
Hers is pretty cool, though. I can't read it because my eyes are going bad, but it's
Marshall County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Phil Sims gave me this hat. He's a good dude. I love to wear it.
I am guessing he endorsed you.
Yes.
Nice, nice. Mine's Rightside Media. You can have one too.
Yeah, love it.
Blue or black? Take your pick.
Oh, yeah. Looks good.
So why don't we're going to get right to it. First question, pretty basic. What qualifies you to be Alabama's next Attorney General?
Well, I came into the office with Steve Marshall. I beat him by about a month, but we learned the job together. We learned the job over the course of the last 10 years, but really those first 2 or 3 years, getting your arms wrapped around the office. And in my mind, if you have an opportunity to elect someone that's had that kind of training and that kind of experience over a decade with everything we've seen and everything we've experienced, seems like a pretty good choice. So that's why I'm running. I just hated to see 20 years of experience of that office of executive leadership walk out the door at the same time, because I think continuity there is going to serve well all of our newly elected constitutional officers.
Right now in Alabama, what do you see as the biggest weaknesses in the criminal justice system?
Well, we've corrected a lot of them. I'll say that. I mean, when we got there in 2016, our legislature was in a posture of really being concerned more about prison overcrowding than kind of the back end outcomes of leniency. And so we made a variety of policy changes, working with our legislature. And so the criminal justice system right now is a lot tougher than it was. I think the weaknesses right now come down to really 2 things. One, I'm not sure our DA's offices have the resources they need to move cases quickly. And 2, there are just parts of our state where the elected judges just don't serve the people as well as they should. And so the slowdowns, I would say, are the biggest weaknesses. Now, last year I drafted a law that passed called the Speedy Trial Act, and we can get into that, but that is a tool that's going to be used and has been used to speed up violent crime cases. But it's just the slowdowns. We wait too long for cases to be tried, for justice to be served, and a lot of times those offenders are out on bond committing other crimes in the meantime. It's a real problem.
Are there activist judges? Do you see that frequently? Judges in Alabama pushing their own agenda, or do you just think this is purely a manpower kind of office flow?
I think there are places in our state where the elected judges are Democrats and have a different philosophy, probably a more lenient philosophy. And you can get into a really deep debate about whether we should have elected judges or not. I think ultimately I think elected judges is a good thing, but once they're there and they're really lenient and people get mad, it's really difficult to recruit candidates to those races, and it's really hard for them to beat incumbents, and so you get a little stuck. But I don't know that it's activism as much as just a mindset of, I'm here to...
Welcome back to The Right Side. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP, and we are continuing before we hit JP on sports, what time you want to do that,
So
JP?
that 4.
Okay, I was thinking
Clown Ward at 4:30.
Sure. Okay. So bogus ballots. Allison, this is your jam,
This
lady.
is my jam.
Tell us about this bogus ballot. A couple of people.
Well, dang it, you put me on the spot.
I'm
but
sorry.
yeah, and
All right.
I don't know why I'm surprised it's women, but these women, 3 of them.
Can't trust them. Women.
Takes one to know.
Reach. Where is it? Let me put. Oh, this is the. Where's the? No, I don't want this. I want the article. All right. So what were they doing? So hold on.
They were
Talk
doing
about something else for a
illegal
second. They were doing something
things.
with absentee ballots.
And there were a lot of them.
And you can't do that, people. And I think this was this last year, 2024 election? Alabama.
I don't even know. Here you go.
Fraud. My little thumb won't work well.
Here, I got the story pulled up if you want to.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So this is from Fox 10. Says, according to court documents, 3 women in Monroe County have been indicted for voter fraud in the August 26, 2025 Frisco City municipal election. It says 67-year-old, so it's 67-year-old, a 46-year-old, and a 59-year-old, all were accused of falsifying and submitting official voting documents to election officials. It says between the 3 of them, they allegedly tampered with ballots for 20 people. And it says court documents revealed Denson is charged with 6 counts of unlawful use of absentee ballots and 6 counts of submitting false ballot applications. She's accused of filing out absentee ballots for 7 people. Her bail is set at $36,000.
All right, let me ask you this. What year was this that this happened?
This was August of 2025, the Frisco City municipal election.
Okay, so this doesn't have to do, if it's a municipal election, this doesn't have to do with the Secretary of State's office. This is a
Well, actually,
local.
I mean, Wes Allen put up a statement. I don't know if it has to do with him or not, but he's responded to it.
All right, what did he say?
He said that he wanted to thank law enforcement, Steve Marshall, yada, yada, yada. It says, today's news is the latest example of why I fought so hard to pass SB 1, the bill that criminalized absentee ballot application harvesting. Crimes like these are an affront to our elections, our communities, and the fabric of our constitutional republic as we approach the May 19th elections. Anyone planning on engaging in this illegal activity should consider this a warning. You will not get away with it.
So what do you do if you see somebody with a bunch of ballots trying to turn them in? Or what do you do?
You place a citizen's arrest. You go get him, Abs.
I'm asking.
Sir, get on the ground.
Okay. You know, this whole see something, say something that's everywhere in the subway in New York City, which I'll not go on those anymore because people get shot and stabbed. But seriously, what are people supposed to do if they see somebody with like a stack of ballots and they're walking them in?
I think you take video and you document, you try and document and say who and where. But here's the thing, and this is so interesting. So the Attorney General's office, Steve Marshall, prosecuted this. Y'all, these things happen all the time and they don't get prosecuted. I'm sorry. I know this well. Allegedly.
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 God, we got to get it. I'm making a button.
We're going to have a
Thank you.
segment. And so as soon as this comes out, JP, this is your jam. This is what you're learning, young grasshopper. As soon as this comes out, I'm like, why now? What's the point? I mean, Steve Marshall is in a Senate race. I know for a fact there are cases that have been brought to people that could do something about it, that nothing's been done. Then you go look. Libs of TikTok posted about this.
Yep.
Gunther Eagleman posted about this. Defiant L posted about this. Redline News, Eric Daughtry, The Common Voice, Derek Evans, Barron Trump, you know, like all these people Election Wizard posted this basically at the same time, same day.
Huh. That's
So what is that about?
Well,
odd.
and if you read in between the lines of Wes Allen's statement, he was like, thanks to Steve Marshall, like doing all the whatever he's got to do. And then he goes, this is why I worked so hard to pass SB 1.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was really
Like he's positioning,
insightful.
positioning and touting his own, successes for his lieutenant governor race, even in the middle of this too. So I think the Steve Marshall angle is probably one, but also I think there's a Wes Allen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm all for, we have to get a hold of this. We cannot look the other way. And this is great. And you do set an example, but when people bring you information, reliable information, maybe look into it all the time, not just an election year.
Also, when there's a coordinated effort, you just think, who's behind this message?
Maybe make it look a little less coordinated.
Yeah, like spread it out. You know?
No, but this is the thing. They think you're stupid.
They do. But we're just offering a PSA. PSA to campaign managers. Try less hard. Okay?
Yeah.
Spread out the love.
But it's good. I mean, it's good.
It is great. But come on, guys.
Yeah.
Not the same day. Not at the exact same time. That's just, that's lame. That's like Allison knew better than that in high school when they call and check each other out as each other's mothers.
Spread it out.
Spread it out.
So good. So good.
Right?
We had the best system ever. Yes.
What was your voice? What was your mom voice?
What's bad is we didn't even change our voices. We just knew, okay, Allison calls for Jennifer. Jennifer calls for Rebecca. Rebecca calls for Betsy. Betsy calls for Allison. So they were different.
Like, we just got 3 checkup calls in about 2 minutes. The voices sounded kind of related.
I guess the girls are going to lunch.
Did y'all go back to school?
Wong's Palace.
Did you go back to school after that?
Methinks probably not.
I didn't think.
I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe we did. I don't know.
What an adventurous life you've had.
Betsy had a little cabriolet convertible.
Oh, yes. Oh, my
do you know what
Caroline
that
had
one
one of
probably
those.
never. Oh, it was the coolest car ever.
Oh, boy. Everybody wanted to ride in that car.
Yeah. And she'd play Phil Collins.
In the Air Tonight. Which I love that song.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's what she played.
Yeah.
There was one time senior year when we did the stupid 50-50 crap with COVID, where like the first half of the alphabet came one day, the second half of the alphabet came the next day. So that was my senior year. And
well, because 300 people can't give you COVID, but
Right.
700 people can.
yeah. And so
Obviously.
my best friend and I were in the same part of the alphabet, but we were literally it. Like all of our other friends were in the other one. So it was just me and him, and everybody else there, we were like, oh my gosh. And so for lunch, I understand how it would look, but we genuinely would just go in my friend's car, listen to music, and eat lunch together because we couldn't stand anybody else. And there was one day where it's the usual, whatever, and I'm walking out of the lunchroom with my lunch towards the parking lot, and I see the principal with his hand on my friend's car talking to him, and I literally just go, okay. I turn back and walk away back that way. But it's like, why do people? We're seniors in high school. Let's go eat wherever you want.
Oak Mountain High School used to have the coolest front office worker, and she would check out. She was on the checkout list. She's not there anymore.
You taught me how to do that.
Oh, I did. So Connor and all his friends, Miss Kelly would
Name drop.
check him out.
Kellyanne
Conway. She'd call from DC and be like, I can't even do her voice. Anyway, they'd go fishing and go to Zaxby's and then go back to school. It was awesome. We worked the system.
Our principal was a redneck and the baseball coach. And my friend said he said to him,
Wait. Your principal was a principal and the baseball coach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's an awesome principal.
But he was a redneck and he was really, really, really strict. And my friend said he said to him, you vaping in here, son? He was at the parking lot. It's like, no.
I was actually about to leave federal property illegally. Do something way worse.
Go get some Taco Bell. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we ended up here. We're still talking about illegal stuff, which, hey, absentee ballot harvesting and stuffing is illegal. So just don't do it. And plus, it's like littering and not taking back your grocery cart. I mean, not only will you be fined and stuff, it's just tacky. It just says you don't respect America. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
should we go ahead and take a break and then get back? Because I have somebody sent me a tweet that basically is Mike Huckabee actually telling everybody.
Yeah, I was about to say the Iran negotiations have completely fallen apart.
Okay.
So,
all right. So that's for real. That wasn't just
oh no,
Mike being dramatic.
No, I mean Trump even said he was like, they're not getting there, and I don't want to use the military, but sometimes you have to. I think that was it.
Have I ever told y'all about meeting Mike Huckabee?
You sent me the video of you driving in his
it was me and Mike and my daughter riding in this Polaris through this field. He is the coolest guy.
Is
he
he really?
actually is a very cool guy. Yeah, but he doesn't strike me as dramatic. So when somebody sent me, he said that, I'm like, oh, okay, it's going down.
Great.
All right, we'll talk about that on the other side.
Grace or be lenient, and where you fall on that spectrum probably has a lot to do with your personal philosophy and ideology.
So, to the hat you're wearing and the illegal immigrants that are being gathered up in Marshall County, it's a place Alabamians probably know a lot about. That may be one of the first places people go, oh, that's in Marshall County. Yeah. What are the legal tools that Alabama has to respond to the consequences of illegal immigration?
Yeah. States have been hamstrung in large part to do immigration enforcement themselves. Alabama tried to pass a law to empower the state and empower law enforcement several years ago, and most of that got struck down. So the best tool we have now is partnerships. Sheriff Phil Sims, who you just mentioned, has a great partnership going with ICE. And so it's just a collaborative, cooperative relationship. I think the unique role that the AG's office plays is the national litigation that we take part in. I mean, of course, we're going to be facilitating law enforcement relationships. We even have a federal law enforcement liaison to make sure we're all staying on the same page. But, the president has had a very difficult time getting his immigration plans and executive orders and all that into action because the blue states come rushing into court. And so one of the most important things we've done is to back him up and to say the states are harmed when the federal government doesn't do X, Y, and Z appropriately. And that's why we support the president. He has every right to do this, whether it was the travel ban from a few years back or the Remain in Mexico policy or the parole for immigrants. We have supported the Trump administration or fought the Biden administration in all of those spaces, which is something only the AG's office can do.
What are the non-negotiables for election integrity in Alabama, and as far as what the Attorney General can control?
Yeah. We obviously support all legislation that strengthens our elections. When we are inevitably sued, we defend those laws, to the furthest extent we can, and we've been very successful. When it comes to election fraud that takes place now, our office hasn't been referred, voluminous cases of election fraud, but there are places where you start looking at the number of people who voted, the number of absentee votes, and then the population there, and you kind of start to wonder. And so we've got tools to deal with voter fraud. It is a crime in Alabama, and, we investigate anything that's forwarded to us.
So talking about elections, what safeguards do you see that need to be implemented or reinforced when it comes to elections?
Yeah, I think my view on kind of the safety and security of our elections is that we do it pretty well. But I do think that Joe Lovern has a bill this session to deal with election audits and that kind of thing. I think you can always be improving. You can never be too careful. Thankfully, again, there are only a few hot spots in our state. Some of them are in the Black Belt where the numbers just don't seem right. But the non-negotiables are, we don't do ballot harvesting. That's illegal here. We have voter ID. That's a total non-negotiable. And we have clean voter rolls, which I think we've made a big effort to do. The federal government sued us under Biden when Secretary of State tried to clean up our voter rolls. We fought that. So there are limitations on, how you accomplish these things. But I think it's something you've always got to be striving to improve.
What do you think the Attorney General's role is in ensuring that our state government itself, the agencies and departments, are serving the people well, and how would you approach that part of the job?
That's a really interesting question, because I think when you're out talking about the role of the AG's office, they either know us as the crime fighters or the, Trump supporting, state sovereignty fighters. Both of those things are true. But there's this big middle section of what we do in the AG's office that never makes any headlines, but that I believe, as a former state think tank girl, really is an important role to improving our state government. We represent every state agency and every department and every regulatory board. And that gives you access to information where you start to see, what are we doing over here? What are the trends over here? Why are you getting sued all the time? Why are you making life hard on these people? And it is a little bit of a stick. We run the agencies. We don't direct the cabinet members, but the role we play in representing these departments can sometimes expose, bad things that need to be corrected or things that just aren't efficient or aren't aligned with Alabama values. And so that's a role that I have, taken on personally. All of the agency councils report through me. And so we try to have a really good system to make sure that we're doing our part to keep our government honest.
What does that look like if the reports come to you and there's trouble? Walk us through, when would somebody come to you, and then what steps happen from there?
Yeah, so any legal document that's filed in court on behalf of the state of Alabama has Steve Marshall's name on it. But those people aren't all under our roof. They're housed in different agencies. And so obviously we want it to be a collaborative relationship. I mean, we try to all,
We were doing some things, matchmaking. Okay.
I've never
By the way,
heard.
that's y'all's job for me too. I hope you know that.
Oh no, we're always on the lookout. Hey, CPS is looking out where he works, dude. Okay.
You need a nurse.
Well, I'm just saying. You
need
a nurse, a nurse practitioner,
That
a
sounds
PA.
worse. No, you need a nurse.
Look, there are some sharp, hot babes. We're working for you. We're working for you. Okay. So
I got one. She lives in Huntsville.
yeah.
Who could that be?
She is hot.
You want me to say it on air?
No. I know who it is.
Don't do it. Okay. So next up is Trump and Iran, and the text that you got and that JP has seen. I think I saw it earlier, but why don't you tell everybody why we're talking about Mike Huckabee and his relationship? Because maybe we forgot what he's doing now.
Yeah, apparently Mikey sent out an email this morning to embassy staff telling everyone who still wishes to leave Israel should do so today. And that's today. So if you need to leave today, when does that mean tomorrow is coming?
Well, I mean, the 10-day timeline, I think, technically is up.
Oh.
Well, not technically. We're near the end of it. I think by the time weekend comes, we're past the 10-day deadline. And and yesterday was the Geneva talks, and
The Geneva talks crumbled.
yeah. So I don't know. Listen, okay.
It sounded like Trump.
Sorry.
I don't know.
I don't know. But I don't know if the U.S. expected Iran to come on their knees, because our red line is you give us all of your uranium and you stop enriching, period, the end, which is the most ultimate that. There's no budging on that. And I don't know why Trump and the administration actually expected Iran to come with that. Iran offered to give half of it to Russia, don't do anything for 3 years in return for some sanction. Nope, we want all of it and you to stop altogether. And at that point, Iran's what's more risky to Iran, to give up its uranium to the United States or to just go to war? What else do you have to lose at that point? So I think we're there. And Trump said while going to, I don't know where he's going, but he was going to, I think, Air Force One or something, and told the media that sometimes you have to use the military and that they're disappointed Iran hasn't come with anything new. So I don't know. We're nearing closer and closer. Strikes are going to happen. I just don't know how soon.
Do you have to give them, I mean, is this the courtesy for world peace? You give them a chance, even though you have to say, I tried. I have to say, I gave them a moment.
I think so.
Which, by the way, speaking of Huckabee, did y'all watch this Tucker interview?
No, I only saw a clip.
Talk about a catastrophe. There's been this genuinely has maybe stalled our attacks because our Middle Eastern allies saw what Huckabee said in his interview and were like, you're not using our ports. You're not. No, right now we are not having any interaction, because Huckabee essentially said that he supports the Greater Israel Project, which is, if anybody knows, pretty much goes from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is pretty much all, if not half of the Middle East. And
really,
Tucker kind of cornered him and said well, you talk about, Zionism, Christian Zionism, you have to specify what that homeland is, because in the Bible, if you're referencing the biblical example, it goes from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is like all of Lebanon, all of Jordan, half of Saudi Arabia, all like massive. And Huckabee was just like, yeah, I'd be fine if they just took it all. He said that word for word. And so the Saudi Arabias, the Jordans were like, no. We're not, you're not. So it put tension on our relationship with our Middle Eastern allies, which very well could have actually like postponed strikes.
Oh, gosh.
But it was not a good look. Even if you believe that as a U.S. ambassador and you are representing the United States of America and the government, and you say something like that you're pretty much saying the United States endorses Greater Israel in the Middle East. So it was crazy.
That's the case, or do you think he just spoke what? I mean, he is clearly very pro-Israel in all the ways. Do you think he just spoke out of turn and for himself, or do you think he was speaking on behalf of the United States government?
He definitely spoke out of turn. I mean, he's a Christian Zionist to a T. I mean, he was an Arkansas Southern Baptist preacher, so I mean, that's what he thinks. But you can't just that's a very reckless thing to say publicly like that. So I don't know. I haven't finished the whole interview, but it's kind of crazy that some of the things he said.
Yeah, the only parts that I saw were when they were talking about Israel and then the interwebs melting down over Tucker's comments. And I think for the people that are like, you just must not be a Christian, Tucker, I'm like, do you really not know the actual history? And it appears many people do not. So on another day at another time, we'll make an interview available for you so you can learn about the history. But that's what I saw. I did not know about the Greater Israel Project. That makes sense that people would freak out over those comments.
Well, what can we do in the homeland while all this goes down? Do we just pray?
Just pray. That's all we can do.
So what do you think happens after this? Like, okay, we're going to attack Iran.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Yeah. I mean, that is
then what?
Given. Well, first of all, I think the strikes will last for weeks, maybe like a week or 2 weeks. Yeah, it's not just going to be one and done. It's going to be a campaign. And Iran is probably going to get reckless and start to attack. We're not going to see any phony attacks like we've seen in the past where they give a call heads up like, hey, we got to respond for our people. Just make sure your soldiers leave. There's not going to be any of that. They are going to attack to kill our soldiers in response to that. So I don't know how effective that will be, but it's going to be ugly. My real question is, do we get a regime change out of this, which is the goal, or not? I mean, they're going to literally just try to kill the Ayatollah. I'm sure intelligence, I could be wrong. I'm sure our intelligence has eyes on him constantly. So we're going to have massive campaigns, and the Ayatollah is going to be trying to get taken out, I would guess.
In all this, I still wonder where the progressive women are speaking out for the women of Iran and their rights that they don't have. I don't ever hear anything about that, regardless of what you feel about all this stuff. Where are they on this? Silent.
No, wait. JP on sports at 4.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
Clown Ward at 4:30.
Yes, sir.
And then it's a weekend. I do miss y'all though on the weekends.
I miss y'all.
So do I.
But maybe I'll see y'all Saturday.
Who knows?
Maybe. We got things to do, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
All right. We will be back with JP on sports.
Together and work on the same team. And when I see filings or complaints or suggestions to hire outside counsel, when those things come across my desk, I mean, my first reaction is not to like be hostile towards it. But sometimes you start seeing trends that you don't like, whether it's spending too much money, whether it's taking positions that really don't seem that conservative or aligned with Alabama values, or maybe not taking seriously enough things that the legislature has put in place. And so, starts with a phone call, but we do have tools. We can remove attorneys from cases. We can superintend cases. If an agency files something and we didn't see it, we can go in and say, don't listen to them, listen to us. And it's a really, really important tool that we have that's really little known, but I think we do a lot of good in that space.
I had no idea. I know we talked about it a little bit on a previous interview, but that's fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, we had an issue a couple years ago. There was a regulatory board that well, it was the pharmacy board, regulated pharmacists. They've since had a change in leadership, so no shade on them. But they had filed a complaint against a particular pharmacy and a particular pharmacist. And when I looked at it, I was like, that's not right. I mean, that's real life. That's your livelihood. And so we went in and dismissed the complaint against the guy. It's an unusual role for the AG's office to play. The other interesting thing is that the AG by law can't really ever have a conflict, meaning conflicts don't exist. So there have been times where we've sued a state agency, even though the agency would normally be our client, just to try to get them into compliance with what we thought the law would be. We've done that on 2 occasions. Actually, I've actually taken the stand against a state agency before. It's really unusual, but it just shows that there's so many tools that the Attorney General has that if you don't care about getting the job right and you only care about chasing headlines, none of that stuff I mentioned, you wouldn't do it. You know, I mean, there wouldn't be any use for it if you're just there for the politics of it. And so something I'm passionate about, again, I think that goes back to my experience at API and just really understanding our state government and the areas where it could be improved. And, you know, I think with the next governor, that's certainly something I'd be able to offer. Like, hey, Governor Tuberville, you need to know I've been seeing these trends out of this agency and we're not going to be able to continue to defend this. Can you help me out? And that's how it ought to work.
That's great.
One of the things we saw during COVID was, and really actually past COVID, is DEI and SEL and all this critical race theory stuff has kind of trickled down into even rural Alabama, which people swore it would never be there. But the federal government and schools, because we do take federal money, there are things that they push down that we have to follow. I'm thinking about all the Title IX, gender ideology, girls and boys and girls locker rooms and all that kind of stuff. What's your stance as if you were Attorney General of how do you protect the state and what the people of Alabama want?
Yeah.
And balance that with the federal government mandating these things happen?
Yeah, so not to nerd out on you, but like in 2016, I wrote this paper before I left API called Selling Our Sovereignty. And I laid out all the federal funding that Alabama receives, which is not inherently bad. But I said, what if some administration comes in that's hostile to our values and starts using that as a way to shove things on us that we would never vote for in the ballot box? Well, they did, you know, and Biden learned that very early on. I mean, we had a situation one day where our Department of Agriculture called and they were like, we're going to lose our free school lunch program if we don't do this gender language stuff in all of our documents. And I was like, whoa.
It was the bathrooms. You had to have,
They threatened it through our WIC program, Women, Infant, and Children's, you know, supplemental nutrition program. They wanted that to be genderless school lunches, you know, and then needless to say, public schools generally. So there's 2 ways you have to approach those things. On the one hand, you're running into federal court and you're suing and you're trying to get it stopped. And we do that and we do it well. But the backside of that is somebody's got to be communicating with state agencies to say, look, we can't let you violate state law, but we also know your federal funding is at risk. Let's work through this and navigate this together. And that's a big part of the role I played. It's like we're over here litigating, and yes, we want to win. But I mean, you know, I was writing legal memos all the time, trying to give these agency heads and their general counsels advice on, you know, not forfeiting the money because, I mean, the program is partially paid for by the federal government, but here's how you can maneuver, here's how you can navigate it, and then sort of policing to make sure that the stuff wasn't being pushed through anyway. Again, that's kind of the inside baseball part of it, but there's a lot of aspects to this stuff. You don't just file the lawsuit. There's a lot of work to do within state government, and goodness knows during COVID, I mean, I was putting out memos once a day saying, you can't do this, you can't do this. You've got to adhere to state law, and we will try to help you work through the threats coming from the federal government.
So is that what it means then, where sometimes people see the Attorney General's office as that last line of defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Attorney General got that tagline as the Republican AGs, not all of them. Some of them aren't a good line of defense at all nationally if they're Democrats, but they got that because it was during Obamacare. If you remember, the state sovereignty was really threatened over a provision of Obamacare that was going to like force states to do Medicaid expansion and some other things. And for once, the United States Supreme Court said, okay, states are independent and separate sovereigns. Like, we've got to acknowledge that. And so that kind of became the tagline. And what it means can be on the national front. It can also mean in the state, even though people don't think about it that way as much. But it's kind of like when all else fails, Congress doesn't get things done very quickly. The president gets stymied at every turn. Who do you look to that can be agile and quickly rush in, to either promote something or defend something? And it really is the AGs usually working together, and it's pretty effective.
What do you think is the most significant legal threat facing Alabama in the years to come?
Not to beat a dead horse, but it's just a reclaiming of our state sovereignty. We really haven't made much progress. We've won some cases, so you solved the immediate issue, but large scale, have you heard Congress having a debate lately about how to return power to the states? We are going to keep having the same problems over and over and over again every time there's a...
Oh, yeah. Hi. Welcome back. She's Allison. I'm Amy Beth. He's JP, and it's Friday, and that means, well, you know what every Friday means for JP. It means JP on sports.
JP on sports!
What's the best sound effect that we got?
How about that? How about that? Maybe we need to combine both those so they're one.
Put that on the end. Maybe we should. Did y'all see this? That President Trump is hosting a roundtable with a bunch of obscure random sports figures about how to fix college sports. Y'all tell me this list, and if you think this isn't the most schizophrenic roundtable, it includes Nick Saban, Tiger Woods, Tim Tebow, Cody Campbell, and more on a roundtable to discuss college sports and how to fix college sports.
I think it's perfect, even though I don't know who Cody Campbell is.
Yeah, who's Cody?
I've heard the name. Let me look it up. Oh, Cody Campbell is an American businessman and former college and professional athlete.
Yes, please.
So I guess he may be he's an oil guy in Texas, and he's a Texas Tech. So I bet he's a Texas Tech donor for football, probably. Yeah, I'm sure that guy doesn't have an unbiased opinion.
All right, Nick Saban. Totally get it. Good on you, mate. Tim Tebow.
Heck yeah.
Just awesome. Tiger Woods is dating Don Jr.'s ex-wife.
Yeah.
So Tiger's basically in the family. Cody, I guess, just has lots of money and bought his seat at the table. And who else?
It says... Let me see if I can find an and more on here, but this is Yahoo Sports. It says, U.S. President Donald Trump is convening next Friday a presidential roundtable of more than 36 dignitaries and sports celebrities to further explore solutions for the industry's ills. The invitee list is a who's who, key political figures, prominent college sports stakeholders, television executives, former national title-winning football coaches, a sitting state governor, the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, and even pro golfers such as Tiger Woods. Those with knowledge of the meeting spoke to Yahoo Sports under condition of anonymity. Says many of those involved only recently received invitations to join, and it is unclear if all of those invited, which is as many as 40, will attend.
That's exciting. I'm happy that they're trying to get it together.
So Urban Meyer will also be there.
Oh, Lord.
Mac Brown will also be there.
Okay.
Charlie Ward.
Okay.
And then we got presidents and chancellors of colleges that will be there.
No Tommy Tuberville?
I'm not seeing a Tubbs on here.
What about Riley Gaines?
Bryson DeChambeau?
Yes,
I like Bryson.
They
He
are
looks just like
golfing
Jared.
Buttles.
He does look just like Jared.
Just like Jared.
I think she said this when you were gone, and I was like, wait, oh my gosh, they do.
You think he looks like my Jared?
Yes.
Yes, he looks like your
You've always
Jared.
said that.
Yeah.
I need to check that out.
Yeah. When he's golfing, I'm like, hey, Jared.
Yeah. Gosh.
So
Isn't
JP,
Bryson the one nobody likes though?
Well, he used to be that guy, but then he helped his image a lot. He's doing a lot of like social media stuff, but he did used to be a bratty.
no one liked him.
Pain in the rear.
Yeah.
JP, did you happen to mention if there are any females on that list?
No, because females don't know what to do.
Riley
They don't
Gaines would know what to
They
do.
don't. I'm kidding. They don't know sports. They don't know finance. They don't know business. They don't.
Wait. I know there's gonna be women there. I mean, they got to eat somehow. There's got to be food. I mean, come on, guys.
I'm actually really impressed with you, JP.
That was great.
That was well done.
Well, thank you.
That was well played.
But I don't know. See, part of me thinks that. Part of me thinks the roundtable is. I don't know, because Trump wanted to
keep going. Ignore me.
Trump wanted to have Saban be like the head of some like commission for college sports, and Saban told him, we don't need a commission. Like, we just need, like, a commission's not needed, which I would agree. Whenever I hear commissions, and I know we all think the same, you think of like just sit around, scuttlebutt, do nothing,
Get paid by the government.
get paid to talk, and it's almost like the problem has to be there, because if the problem gets fixed, the commission goes away and these people don't get paid anymore. So I think of like, okay, well, it's this schizophrenic roundtable of all these. I feel like the solutions to college sports, I say there's, okay, well, let me say it this way. They're simple, but not easy. But I think it's just legislative. There's got to be acts of Congress to actually have federal law and like teeth behind. Because at this point, with how inconsistent the NCAA is, it just, any circuit judge or any judge can look at it and define, because the NCAA gives this person another year, but not this person. Oh, but this person because of this. It's up for interpretation, essentially. And when there's no federal law backing it, and the NCAA says, I don't know, for example, Bediako, you can't play. And Bediako goes, well, I don't know. I'm going to ask the judge what he thinks. And so Bediako is actually one of the few that the NCAA actually won. Trinidad Chambliss, the Ole Miss quarterback, got a 6th year, I believe. And there's many others that are just, but they have to go to the judges. But that's the thing, is if there's federal law saying, okay, you know, whatever, the rules are clear, this is the law. You could even make the federal law the NCAA's rules, even though they appear to, whatever they think the rules are is whatever they impose. But even just doing that would at least give structure. But also, I think there needs to be NIL structure federally with legislation. For example, maybe if a kid signs a contract, an NIL contract, and then decides to leave and is therefore breaking the contract, I don't know, maybe they got to give all that money back. Maybe that would fix the transfer portal situation. Or if a kid signs NIL or takes NIL money to go on visits, and then, I don't know, so enters classes or gets approved for classes like that one running back did at Alabama, signs, and then decides, oh, well, Texas actually wants, they want to talk. And then he goes and just commits to Texas. There needs to be punishments for stuff like that.
I agree.
So I don't know. Maybe this is a congressional, I say that there's a lot more important things that Congress needs to be doing, because they appear to be doing nothing. So maybe let them handle like saving our country, if they could even do that before going into college sports. But I don't know. Part of me thinks, okay, well, a roundtable, we're just going to sit around and chit chat, where I feel like just tell Congress, have Nick Saban write up everything Congress needs to do, and then go and give them that list.
Yep. Not hard. Yeah. This doesn't need to be like Hillary Clinton's listening tour back when she was on the campaign trail. They do. They need to fix it on levels. They know what they need to do. Get the work done to the front of the meeting, and then y'all can just talk for the rest of it. Because y'all say ladies talk all the time, but have y'all ever watched a bunch of dudes who really get along well and share common interest?
Oh, dude.
They'll talk for hours.
Yes.
So just do that.
Yes.
Do that. So, and also when they fix the portal, I do believe, I wonder if you could tie the NIL and whatever school that kid's at to, hey, oh, and by the way, if you're going to do NIL here, you're going to do 2 years here at least. Like, we got to kind of get some order back into how long you're at a place. Because right now it's like the NBA and you just go from place to place.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
But that's not the free market apps.
I know it's not.
Well, okay. Should there be a wild, wild west free market with universities, though? That's the real question.
I just said that.
Well,
to
no,
be
yeah,
contrary,
no, I know,
but,
I agree,
mean,
but that's the question.
Yeah.
You know, where is the balance of free market and these are universities? I mean, I guess, I don't know.
There are rules. I mean, there are
Right.
transfer rules. There are high school transfer rules. It's not out of the balance for them to put some boundaries in there. So I don't know why they won't. this is a very, you said simple but not easy. I actually think it's fairly complicated because as the legislature, these organizations do, they throw out, we're going to start this, but they don't really have a great plan. So now we've created this giant monster that seems almost too hard to reel back in. But we have to, because I'm not enjoying watching my football anymore.
Okay,
It's just lame.
Everybody,
So lame.
the richer get richer, the poorer get poorer. So that means Auburn's really not getting a good end of it. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Why'd you have to?
That was a joke.
That was JP. We're having such a good Friday. And then you went there.
I'm
Then you went
sorry.
there. Hey, never mind.
What?
Well, I was about to say, do we want the SEC back in the tournament? And actually, yes. So we got to go back to the old ways because now Indiana's winning the whole thing.
I know, right?
And
Which
it's rigged.
everybody loves it.
I'm just kidding.
Except the SEC.
Yep.
No, thank you. Hard pass, Indiana.
Also, I would like to be a fly in the wall at that round table at the very least.
Think about the egos in that
Ugh.
room. Like, will they really get anything done? They probably have good ideas, but
Somebody, yes. If Nick Saban's part of it, yes.
okay.
I could be wrong. Should we travel to the meeting?
Let's
And
just somebody
observe?
tell Daddy Nick to handle it.
There was also a golf outing with Saban, Urban Meyer,
Saw that.
Ron DeSantis, and Trump. And what's funny is we actually talked about this on the show. I don't think you were here. And we talked about you were on Epstein Island.
Sorry.
You're getting
Yeah.
blackmailed on Epstein Island.
Smile.
We talked we talked about if we thought that was an actual like college football sports outing, and Trump said that they actually were more concerned about like Iran and everything other than that. So imagine they get all these guys in the room and they just like don't even talk about college sports or anything. They just eat the food. They sit back and they're like, "Wait, why were we here?" Well, time's up. We got to go. They just don't even do anything.
Let the women cook for him.
Right.
Then go home.
I don't know though. It'll be interesting to see. I do know one thing though.
What do you know?
What's that?
Did y'all know who JP on Sports is brought to you by every week?
Tell us.
Gosh, I forget.
Oh, it'd be Inspired Advisors, obviously. Inspired Advisors, Paul Breyer and his team at Inspired Advisors, they have this thing called Biblically Responsible Investing, BRI, where they're experts in making sure that your portfolio is in line with your Christian values. You're not investing in companies that are pro-LGBTQ, pro-abortion, you don't want any of that in your portfolio. So go to Paul Breyer and his team at Inspired Advisors. They'll get you right. Their website is www.moneypatternwealth.com. That's Inspired Advisors, moneypatternwealth.com, and go check them out. And on that note, we will be back on the other side with more news.
Y'all have heard us talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles.
Paul and his team are experts on what they call biblically responsible investing. And for a limited time, they're hosting a free class that you can register for.
Check out the class and register for free at moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, and it's financial freedom.
Again, go to Inspire Advisors at moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out and tell them you heard about them at Rightside Radio.
House every time because they look at Alabama, it's a deep red state, but it's a poor state that's heavily reliant on federal funding for federal programs, and they're going to jerk us around every time. That is the biggest threat because every other thing that we work on, every girl sport, every, DEI, all that stuff, COVID vaccine mandates, all of that is pushed through because of a lack of state control. And so that's the biggest threat we have. It's the biggest thing that we need to beat back.
So what does success look like for a conservative attorney general?
Our mission statement is to make the state safer and the country freer. And so if you can walk away from the job, whether that's 4 years, 8 years, or in Steve's case, 10 years, and you can say that you've done that and moved that needle, that's success. I think the one thing I would want to be known for is that you never back down from a fight and that you're extremely vigilant in making sure that these leftist things that come from Washington in some cases or come from the corporate world in some cases, whatever it is, that you do everything in your power as Attorney General to make sure those things don't get a foothold in Alabama. Because I think the AG plays the most important role in keeping Alabama conservative and preserving the values that we had. And if we'd been lazy over the last 8 or 10 years in the way that we did business, Alabama would look really different.
Kind of last question, serious question. We've got some fun kind of get to know you questions. It's what we end the radio show every day with a would you rather, just a really fun something. But to wrap up, why should the people of Alabama, what qualifies you to be Alabama's next Attorney General?
I think anytime you have an opportunity to vote for someone that has a track record, that's a pretty safe bet, because I have a track record. I have a 20-year track record. You can go back and read my op-eds from API on pretty much any conservative topic out there, and then I have a body of work over 10 years. And so when I go out and talk to the people of Alabama and say, vote for me, I'm not promising them something that I want to do or, hope to do. I'm saying vote for me because of what I've done. You can trust me to fight the correct fights. You can trust me to handle myself well, to build the relationships I need to, take on the fights that need to be taken on and to do them to the degree necessary to deliver success for Alabama. And so I just think there's nothing like, hands-on experience. There's nothing like being somewhere for 10 years and seeing the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then weathering it fairly successfully. So that's what I'm offering. I just think that continuity out of an office has done a good job is a great thing for the people.
All right. So, lightning round.
Let's go.
What's your favorite book?
Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
That's so good.
Or really anything by her.
I think I read the Cliff's Notes.
Girl, you miss out.
It's
really?
good. Yeah.
Can I just watch the movie?
No, I'll bring you a copy. It's
okay.
It's a prized possession. Yeah.
Is it like
it's phenomenal?
Thou shalt be?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
She's very witty and it's a great book.
Would we hang out with her?
Yeah. It'll make you want to go to Bath, England.
It absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one thing that like we all generally you have to do every day that really annoys you?
Dry my hair.
Okay.
Hate it.
I only wash my hair like once every 4 days. I don't do that every day. I despise taking my makeup off every night.
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't about me, but that's like my thing.
So
it's really annoying.
Oh,
what about you?
That's annoying to me?
Yeah.
Laundry.
Okay.
Yeah. I hate laundry. What trait do you most value in friends?
Loyalty. Easy.
What was your nickname growing up?
KK. That's
cute.
My maiden name initials were KKG, and a lot of people still call me that.
That's good.
So, what's your dream job outside of politics?
Outside of politics, I would like to be a water ski instructor.
That's so good. Okay.
I'm a great water skier. I can slalom and hold the rope with 1 foot. And
no, you can't.
Yeah. And I've taught other people how to do it. And I think I'd like to do that full time if this doesn't work out.
Okay. I
don't know
there's a
how well
future
it
for
pays. I don't know how well it pays. And if y'all want me to send you a picture of me skiing, holding the rope with my foot for this podcast, I can.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
we need to see that.
Great.
Like if you had given me a million guesses.
Yeah.
Hi. How are you? I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP. We're having a Friday. We just wrapped up JP on Sports. Earlier today, we were able to interview Andrew Gunn, who is running for superintendent of Shelby County Schools, talk about a lot of news that's going on. And now, before we do Clown World at 4:30, JP, are you going to regale us with a story?
He has a story.
First of all, for those listeners out here, they talked about birds the entire commercial break. I'll just have you know.
My husband gave me a bird buddy for Christmas.
JP thinks we're so old now. We should have done that like after he left. We're gonna have to start hiding our
No. I mean, I'm
bird talk.
I'm probably gonna do the same thing. But You talk about birds.
It was what was the one called? A bunting?
Like a purple painted bunting.
A painted bunting. It was the prettiest bird I think I've ever seen, but it's in Texas. Anyway.
Well, okay. I love stories like these. So, what?
Glad that what we talked about really
Not our
touched
stories.
him. No.
Well, no, I'm just saying the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I find this stuff so cool. Did y'all see this from the Daily Mail? Scientists confirm biblical earthquake that shook the earth at the moment of Jesus' crucifixion.
I actually bookmarked that, so I'm glad you're bringing it up.
Says a decade-old study claiming to find evidence of the earthquake described in the Bible at the time of Jesus' crucifixion is reigniting debate after resurfacing online. The Gospel of Matthew says the earth shook moments after Jesus cried out before dying on the cross, and researchers reported evidence that could support the verse. A team of geologists examined sediment layers near the Dead Sea, about 25 miles from where many scholars believe the crucifixion took place. Their analysis revealed signs of at least 2 significant earthquakes affecting the region. It says disturbances in the sediment pointed to a major quake around 31 BC and a smaller seismic event sometime between 26 and 36 AD. Researchers noted that this period aligns with the years Pontius Pilate served as procurator of Judea, the time frame in which the Gospel of Matthew describes an earthquake following Jesus' death. So this on top of, have y'all seen the study about there was a lunar eclipse because the Bible claims that the earth shook, the blood turned red, blood red. Apparently there was also a lunar eclipse April 3rd, 33 AD, I think was the year. But I don't know. Whenever I see stuff like that, it's like this is not just mythology, and like whenever we find scientific evidence that backs it up, I just it's so cool.
So I have a book from the 50s called "It's the Bible is History," and it's an old book, but it is going through the different parts of the Middle East and historical relics or historical finds, archaeological finds. And you're right, the Bible is a history book and there is evidence to back it up. And if you're wanting somebody modern to follow, check out Wes Huff.
He's great.
He's good.
I love Wes.
He is the guy, because so often people who hang on we don't even know if the Bible is true. Actually, yes, we do. History backs it up. Evidence backs it up. The things that they're finding even today are astounding. I think they found also something from around the time of King David. But also you have the Bible itself is the most researched and documented book in the world. The next closest, I think they have 500 manuscripts. The next closest was Plato and Aristotle after that. So there's plenty of evidence for it. So that cannot be another one of the excuses, but Wesley Huff is an amazing follow. His history is comparable to no one else.
Right.
I believe.
I mean, the Dead Sea Scrolls, where I believe it was the book of Jeremiah was almost word for word identical to what we have now in our modern Bible. So it set back our transcripts in terms of evidence and original manuscripts back thousands and thousands of years when we found those. But I don't know. We have a large Christian audience. I know that, but you never know. There's probably people listening that have never been to church and they hear stories like this where there's because they always think, well, yeah, but where's the proof, the scientific part of it, whatever. But whenever you see studies like that, I think it plants a seed in a lot of people to think, well, maybe it's not just mythology if there's actual evidence behind it. So
That's right.
I guess everybody's different, but if you need that, like you said, there's so many outside writings and works that confirm what the Bible says. Maybe some people do need to start there. Has anybody ever read The Case for Christ?
I've watched the movie.
There's a movie?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Lee Strobel is awesome now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Was he ever not?
Well, he's still he's not just a movie, and he is still out and evangelizing. And going on
okay.
Sean
I was
Ryan,
I don't know about when he wasn't awesome. Okay. That's a great book if you are questioning or looking to dig in. He set out to disprove the Bible. and Jesus's life and actually did the total opposite and then wrote a book about it. So good place to start. Okay, when we come back, Clown World. Okay, we'll be right back.
JP here with Rightside. I need to remind you that Inspired Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. We know this audience, and you're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles and being good stewards of your resources. What if the companies you're invested in don't reflect your values at all? That's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspired Advisors. Inspired Advisors, they are experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. They can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspired Advisors, you got to go check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Have been like a million and one.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Oh, hey, full of surprises.
That's hysterical. I wish I could water ski. I just can't.
I can teach you.
I can't stay up.
If I'm not attorney general and I become a water ski instructor,
You will
I'll
have
give you a
lots
good
of time.
deal.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
good deal.
we'll schedule that because Jared's tried for years and he's given up. He's like, I'm dizzy going in circles picking you up on the boat. Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you really enjoyed the podcast.
Please like, share, subscribe, and if there's an option, give us a thumbs up or a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. Me, Beth Shaver, with Allison Sinclair, and we are joined by Admiral Brian Christine, who is the Assistant Secretary for Health at HHS, and it is a thrill and it is an honor, sir, to have you here. Thank you.
Oh, it's a privilege to be here. It is so fun to have come back home to Sweet Home, Alabama, to come see my family and to do this, to work with y'all, to do this podcast, to help get the messaging out that we need to, so the American people know the good things that we're doing in Washington, the good things that Secretary Kennedy and President Trump are doing. And so as we start off, I have to give a shout out, obviously, to our president and to Secretary Kennedy, because they are working so hard to make this country healthier than she's ever been, to make Americans stronger than we've ever been, to make America great again. So thanks for the opportunity.
So before we jump into those values issues and talking about making our country healthy again, which is such a relief, could you tell those who may not know you or have heard about you, because you are a legend, a little bit about your background?
Sure.
As we jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born, my father was in the Army. I was born in what used to be West Germany. Now, if you're old enough like me, you remember that one time there was an East and a West Germany during the Cold War. My father was a tanker. In other words, he was in armor in the Army, tanks. And we had a lot.
What? I told you.
Okay, listen. Next week we're gonna debut a segment called "Spilling the Tea," and it's our allegedly section.
I think we should just the allegedly.
Segment. It's the allegedly section, but we're going to spill the tea.
Allegedly.
So you need to be prepared for that.
Are we just gonna drop the gossip?
Yeah.
Hot gossip.
Listen, we can say anything we want about anybody, and then just go allegedly, and then we won't get sued.
Now, what are the rules if you're not on FCC radio versus digital?
It's the Wild West.
You probably still have to say allegedly, right?
I mean, if you're gonna defame somebody, then no matter the format, you should probably say allegedly before.
So, like, if I say allegedly, I think Lindsey Graham was drunk at the State of the Union address because he was tipping over in his seat. Is that illegal?
No. Defaming is when you know that you're lying and you malicious. So, like, if you knew that he wasn't, but if the other person has to prove that you intentionally lied to defame them.
Oh, we wouldn't do that.
No, we
just report the news.
We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. But the picture that you took, no, it was a snapshot.
It was a screenshot.
It was a screenshot. But Lindsey looks like he's about to tip over into Katie Britt's lap because he can't hold himself up.
Listen,
like,
I need to go back and show that to Chris because there are times when we're places and he's like, oh yeah, they're so drunk. Like he'll just from his line of work, he'll say things and I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice.
Well, I mean, we're not going to talk about that.
But that's funny because that's something
I didn't know if that was something we couldn't
seen,
say.
But you're right about that. Like he looks
No.
super blitzed.
Okay.
If that's your opinion, you thought he looked drunk, then yeah.
Yeah.
But if you knew he wasn't and said he was.
Oh, he didn't call and tell me he wasn't.
No.
Really? I thought you and Lindsey talked frequently.
No.
You know what? I have noticed there have been nobody out there like Lindsey Graham saying, no, I wasn't drunk at the State of the Union.
Look, it was late. I probably don't blame him.
Like, we can answer this so easily.
What?
We've had the person that he sat next to on the show before.
Well, call her up.
Y'all, we cannot.
Senator Britt, first question. Was Lindsey Graham drunk when you sat next to him at the State?
If she laughs, we're going to try to get her on next week. If she laughs, we have our answer.
Now, Katie Britt, allegedly. You can just say allegedly and say whatever you want.
It really did look like she was sitting with her granddad and he was about to fall asleep and she was going to have to prop him up. So he looked like he was still keeping it together.
Lindsay, the next time before the SO2, don't have any drinks at dinner. Wait till after.
Wednesday. Wednesday. What's in Wednesday?
Who did we got a text from a listener that said we were too mean?
Oh no, it was a comment on that post on X.
Because we were.
Why do y'all constantly make fun of people? It's childish and not funny.
Oh,
listen here. It is funny. Okay, you could say it's childish, fine, but it was funny. Allegedly. Okay.
Also, I used to love Windsy. I voted for him when I lived in South Carolina, back when I was a neocon.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Everybody has those.
Are
days.
we confessing?
Yeah. But when your behavior betrays what you say you're for, then I'm sorry, satire will be used on you. So.
Or we'll say what our eyeballs are seeing.
That too.
That's it. Okay, I don't even know. What are we doing?
Okay, Clown World.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I was gonna make a joke. I was like, if we do the Lindsey Graham, we can do the Awedgawee segment. Awedgawee, Lindsey Graham.
Maybe Lindsey Graham has to be a running joke. We need to walk him into everything.
The Windsy.
All
right, now we can go to Clown World.
You know, we look at what happened in Venezuela, for example. It is not a it is not a remark on who Maduro was as a leader. He canceled elections. He was an anti-democratic leader. That doesn't mean that we can kidnap a head of state and engage in acts of war just because the nation is below the equator.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from Stupid Town?
College kids are telling us Trump's State of the Union didn't go so well. The only problem? It's tomorrow. Rate Trump's State of the Union speech 1 out of 10. 1's the worst, 10's the best. negatives. And why? I think we all know a lot of reasons.
What an idiot!
First Amendment protects free speech. We don't need this day of remembrance for a man that was mediocre and racist. And I say mediocre at best. When we hear assassination, that's typically related to a person and a political position. Charlie Kirk died from gun violence, okay?
What?
When those cows break wind, not only is it stinky, but it's cutting a hole in the ozone. Think of those hot dogs as 1 cubic foot of cow gas.
2,000 years later.
Cows burp and fart. A lot. And it's impacting climate change.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I'm fresh out of an ICE prison in Minneapolis.
What is this?
I've been arrested 3 times by ICE over absurdity, over us being ourselves, over me singing songs like, "Hey, Mr. Tangerine Man, get rid of brown people for me. I'm Aryan white. There ain't no place I'm going to."
That doesn't make sense.
What the hell county was that? I have not seen that.
So they had a state of the Democrats or the liberals, the Antifa crowd, had a state of the swamp address or state of the swamp convention to claim that, Trump is part of the swamp. And that guy was one of the speakers, one of the highly touted speakers at the state of the swamp.
That was real.
That was real.
That was not a skit or parody.
Oh, Allison, over to the left of the front of the stage, they had a bunch of people dressed up like frogs.
Yeah. Like a swamp.
Frogs.
What does a giraffe have to do with a swamp?
Well, they clearly didn't make it past 3rd grade, but they think giraffes could be in swamps.
I'm fresh out of an ICE prison.
Wait, Mr. Tangerine Man.
Get all the brown people away from me.
Because I'm white and married. And
oh my word, y'all! They have lost their minds. That was televised or live streamed.
It was live streamed
during the State of the Union. They were having their own rebuttals.
Are those like congressional members?
No. They're like just libtards.
Oh, okay, just the libtards.
Yeah.
Well, that's better. But where did all the Democrats go when they weren't on the House floor? Does anybody know?
Probably
dinner, the same place Lindsey Graham went. They just swapped.
Getting drunk.
When's he left?
So they went, Jaya Powell and Ilhan Omar went out for drinks, and they just
high five
Lindsey.
He leaned over and said, "Katie, I'm going to get drunk if you're going to get drunk for me." Let's get out of here.
Let's blow this popsicle stand.
Let's go get drunk, Katie.
Oh my gosh.
So she had to do it's a good thing she's a mom, because as a mom, when your kids are acting a fool, you just have to sit there and pretend like it's not happening with a plastic smile, like you're in church and you're going to get in trouble afterwards. And that's exactly what she did. And I say kudos, Senator.
Held it together.
I wonder what Wesley Britt thought seeing that.
He's like, Wednesday.
Get off of my wife, Wednesday.
He probably had to carry him to his car. Wednesday, I'll get you.
Oh, yeah, but Wesley could do it with like one finger. Just pick him up and put him to bed.
Cooter from Huntsville is claiming that apparently Jesse Waters said that the people wearing frog costumes at this were actually congressional members.
Oh, stop.
No way.
According to Jesse Waters.
Well, Jesse doesn't lie.
We'll have to find out.
And neither does Cooter.
I watched it for a few minutes, and they are literally insane. They're insane. They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
So this weekend, should I watch Lord of the Rings, The State of the Swamp, The Bride of Charlie?
Oh gosh, that one's not even out yet. Actually.
Oh, when does it come out?
I don't know.
I thought she
released the trailer.
I've really tried to contemplate if I'm going to watch that on behalf of all of us.
Yeah, one of us has to watch to,
I'll
but if you volunteer, it's tribute.
Yeah, if you volunteer, we'll let you. But I got a better show for you than that.
I think I'm the least emotionally invested. Like, I think y'all have visceral responses.
I could pull a Katie Britt
and stay straight faced and be objective. Really? Okay. I mean, you could, but I don't know. And there was something else that I need to watch. Oh, Monty Python's Holy Grail. I've never watched it.
Yeah. So what's funny is
I didn't know the elderberry.
Brad from Crimestone, when I made my joke about women at the round table, whatever, he said, "Women don't know Monty Python." Smiling face.
I feel terrible and shameful, and you feel shame too. I could see the way your head just dropped. Yeah.
Also, Michael from Taft says, "I want some of whatever y'all are drinking."
Shoot.
It's called Friday.
Yeah. It's been a heck of a week.
We
Really
made
good
it to
week.
Friday. Okay. All right. Well, you just tell me what you don't want to watch and I'll watch it for you.
Well, Bride of Chucky isn't out yet.
We should watch it together and record ourselves watching.
That'd be good content.
That actually
Let's
would
do
be
it. Let's react to it.
Good content. Do you have to pay for it though?
Probably. Knowing Candace, she
I'll
paywalls
reconnect
everything.
my PayPal. Don't tell Chris I disconnected it, but I'll reconnect it and we'll get it. And then I'll disconnect it after. And that way we can watch it.
Okay.
All right. It's just between the three of us.
Yeah, nobody's listening, including
Where
Chris.
do you watch it? On her?
Let's go find out.
Let's find out.
We're not promoting it.
No.
No,
This is for research.
Absolutely. That's what we do.
This is for
Oh, wait. Episode 1 is out as of yesterday.
yeah.
And
Yeah, it is. I knew that.
And let's see if you have to pay. Nope, it's just on her. Episode 1, an hour long. And
We're
it's called,
watching it.
Oh my gosh. Guess what the name is?
I loved Charlie and he left me at the altar.
Runaway Bride.
Oh crap.
Think
What's the name
about
of it?
what she was saying about Charlie not too long ago. That was really crazy.
That he
is a time traveler and his astral brain.
His astral projection.
Yes.
No, it's something along. It's something
he
to do
went
with
to the
that.
special school. His time at the special school.
No. So
he's an X-Man.
The title says
He's still alive.
No. Bride of Charlie, blank episode 1. What do you think? It's related to that. What do you think the name is?
Blank.
He's an aura farmer.
No.
What the heck is that?
An aura farmer? You know
Aura
what that
farmer.
is?
What's an aura farmer?
When you farm your aura.
That sounds really inappropriate.
No, you got your aura. You know your nonchalant
Your Riz,
aura.
You know, your Riz.
And-
But how do you farm it? Like you
just-
manufacture
You
it?
manufacture your aura. It's like
You sell yourself, but quietly.
I didn't watch Star Wars, but what's the clip where Obi-Wan is standing with his hands on his hips as I don't know. One of the characters is fighting with a girl. It's like when your son's breaking up with his girlfriend, but you got an aura farm on the porch while you're watching it. It's like that, you know. Anyways,
Increase your stature.
What do you
Okay.
think? What do you
It's a
think
new
the
way.
name is?
So like, okay. I think it is in a galaxy far, far away.
An Egyptian jet.
Chapter 1.
What?
What?
What does it say?
A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, I was close.
I kind of want to listen. I kind of want to listen to how she starts.
This is getting. Hmm?
Okay, well, we got to go to break, but that's how she starts it. So there's episode 1, episode 2 came out yesterday. I guess episode 3 will come out today if you want to watch
Does that opening make you want to watch it?
Yeah.
It does?
it. Not me.
You got to teach me how to react so that I can watch and react.
No, there's no teaching. It has to be authentic and real. We don't.
No. I mean, like, how do I set it up so I can watch it and then do
I
a
was like,
reaction
we're
at
not-
the same time?
we
That's
don't-
what we're going to do.
We don't plan anything.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Maybe we have a Rightside movie night.
That'd be fun.
All right.
Maybe we can live stream it.
Yeah.
That would be hysterical.
Okay. All right.
Watch along with us. Okay. I'm excited now. We'll be back.
Assets deployed along the east-west border during that time. I was born in '63, at really the height of the Cold War. So I was born in West Germany. My father ultimately went special forces. In his second tour of Vietnam, he was really severely injured, lost an arm and a leg, got out of the military. We ultimately settled in Augusta, Georgia, had some family there. I went to medical school at Emory in Atlanta, and then I came over to UAB for my residency, and that's how I got to Birmingham. I did my residency in urologic surgery, completed my residency, and then I joined a urology group here in Birmingham, and I practiced with that group for 24, 25 years, really subspecializing in men's health. That was kind of my gig. Then I got the call for the nomination to be the Assistant Secretary for Health from President Trump. Went through the confirmation process, ultimately was confirmed by the Senate. I was confirmed into this position last November, and here you are. So now I'm in Washington as the Assistant Secretary for Health.
Were you expecting that call? I mean, how does this happen?
Yeah,
you're just
no, that's a great
Brian
question.
Christine in Birmingham, Alabama, and you get a call that you're the next Rachel Levine. What's her boy name?
Richard.
Richard Levine. Richard Levine.
You're
That's
Richard.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes, I am President Trump upgrade from Richard Levine.
We would say
there
so.
you
We're
go.
very grateful
Yes,
for you.
Yeah, exactly. And I really think, listen, I think one of the reasons that President Trump nominated me and that Secretary Kennedy wanted me in the position is because I practiced medicine on the front lines. I was kind of a Main Street doctor. And I think they liked the idea of having someone who really understood medical care and delivery from a Main Street level. I think personally, I think also one of the reasons that President Trump wanted me in this position, because there's really not another visual that shows the difference between the horrible Biden administration and the really righteous and good Trump administration, and the fact that you have me in the same position as Levine. I'm a man who wears men's clothing, and that really says all you need to know about the last administration and this administration. For sure.
I always thought he could have done a better job, like zhuzhing it up a little bit. Like it was like he put on some earrings and a dress, and that was it. Like, but we can work a little harder. But I think America, the juxtaposition is overwhelming from what y'all are doing versus what he was doing.
Well, no, exactly. When you look at Levine, I mean, again, his agenda was no question about it. The transgender and minors agenda was so important for him. All he wanted to do was to tell little boys they could be little girls, little girls they could be little boys, and then recommend castrating surgeries, castrating chemicals, hormones, and do irreversible harm to these kids. So if you go back and look at what he talked about, mostly that was it. I mean, Levine advocated for removing any kind of age restriction on transgender treatment in kids. He advocated for those sex-rejecting surgeries. That's what we call them. People say transgender surgery. No, in this administration, we talk about sex-rejecting surgeries and procedures because that's what they are. And that was his big focus, right? I personally believe he was in that position as a statement. I personally believe he was in that position to be an eyepiece, not because he really cared about the health of the country. So I'm really happy to be in this position to be able to reverse and to right so many of the wrongs that the last administration and Levine, perpetrated on the country.
So in this position, you're able to do a lot of good. Could you talk to us about your roles and responsibilities?
Sure. As the Assistant Secretary for Health, you have kind of a three-level role. One is to help form healthcare policy, to work across the different divisions of the Department of Health and Human Services, to work with the CDC and NIH and FDA, and work with HHS leadership to help form healthcare policy. So we help form the policy. We help implement that policy. There's also a communication role, which really appeals to me, in that we help to communicate the policy to healthcare establishments, healthcare providers, and to the country at large. Okay, The Surgeon General falls under the Assistant Secretary for Health. So when we have our new Surgeon General in, and I'm happy to say that Dr. Casey Means will be having her hearing before the Senate on the 25th of this month, I believe. She'll be an amazing Surgeon General. We're going to work so well together. But together we'll be advancing the message of the Department of Health and Human Services and President Trump to the American people. So there's that communication aspect to the role. And then also, the Assistant Secretary for Health can serve as a civilian, or they can do as I did, which is request commission from the president. So I have been commissioned as the senior admiral at the Public Health Service, specifically the Commission Corps. So you have the U.S. Public Health Service, and then you have something called the Commission Corps, and these are commissioned officers. I'm a 4-star admiral. I lead the Commission Corps, and so one of the other roles I have is as a flag officer, an admiral, is to lead the Commission Corps of the Public Health Service, and that's about 5,400 doctors, nurses, pharmacists, therapists. Believe it or not, we've got a few veterinarians.
Oh, hey. Hi. Welcome back. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are coming to the end of our last Friday on WVNN. Thrilled to meet y'all back on Monday from 10 to noon on Yellowhammer's platform. Cannot wait, truly, to be in the center of it all. And we look forward to meeting you there. And if you can't join us, we know that you already follow Yellowhammer. And that means you're going to take us in your pocket and you're going to listen to us when you can. But we'll see you on Monday. Text line number is the same. The show name is refreshed, beautified.
Beautified.
The right side. Y'all notice that arrow pointing to the right side? It's awesome. We cannot wait for this next chapter. It's where everybody is, and that's where you want to be too.
I think it's been encouraging. I think people are surprised because it's an unlikely match, but I think it's perfect, and we're excited. And Montgomery is really buzzing about it. Lots of great responses from our friends and family, people that want to advertise and sponsor. It's been incredible. I think we are moving to the next level, the next chapter. And we're really excited about this with Yellowhammer News. However, you can find everything on Yellowhammer's socials and their website and their Facebook. You can continue to listen on all of Rightside Media. All that's staying the same. So it's all the Rightside Media handles, everything staying the same there. The radio show itself will be known as The Rightside, but all of our socials are staying the same. Because the media company is Rightside Media. That's not changing at all.
We won't change that.
Did you say right?
I said right.
Right.
Right on. Right on.
But I know we're running out of time. I just want to say thank you to our Huntsville listeners. Y'all have been incredible, very kind. And Caleb with a K, come with us. Kareem, I don't know where Kareem's been. Tom with all the kids. Lisa, we hope you'll join us. We're looking forward to it.
Yes, but thank you. The opportunity has been tremendous, and we are grateful.
Yeah, it's not a goodbye. It's a come with us over to Yellowhammer. We will be straight digital, but that also means, like you said, you don't have to be in your car or listening during that time slot. You can listen wherever, whenever you want. So I don't know. I think it's an upgrade in programming, I would say. That's not an insult. Why are you looking at me like that? That's not an insult.
No, I agree.
I don't think it's an insult.
No.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see all the VNN listeners come over and come with us. It's a new era tomorrow.
It's exciting.
For Monday.
So we'll see you Monday, you guys, 10 to noon, or put us in your podcast up next. We'll meet you there.